whenever I'm driving to work, which isn't always because I usually walk to the office, but if I have to go to one of my stores or whatever in the morning, I always am listening to some house banger, and I do a video and I send it out to just my buddies on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, welcome to Morning Drops with Chris. I'm your host Chris, and I basically do a DJ set, and I record one snippet of a song where the drop comes, and I just absolutely lose it while I'm driving, and it's become a thing that I do every time I get in the car in the morning, and all my friends now are like, dude, where's my morning drop? You fire me up. What
was the drop today? Were you hungover today, or did you do it?
I did, of course.
I was in the video.
Today was nuts, and then when I got there, everyone was walking by and they were witnessing the morning drop. They're like, oh, morning drop, and I was recording them, fired up about the morning drop. And just sent it out to everybody. So he was saying for the beginning of your podcast, you guys have that song.
It goes right into the drop.
And it goes right to the drop. So he's gonna dub me to the beginning of the podcast, and it's gonna be me saying, "Welcome to Morning Drops with Chris. I'm your host, Chris."
That's the intro.
That's how I start every one.
So you're gonna wait. Has anyone else in our new style of intro? Has any guest ever had the intro? Or is it always just a clip of you or me?
We're breaking the rules. We're breaking all the rules.
I'm saying. So you have the first intro.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
That's big. Well, that's where we're gonna start the episode. Just mark that down.
Yeah. I got it. I can edit. We're good.
Danielle, can you please?
If you guys need fact check, just look over to Danielle. She'll correct us because we say some dumb shit on here. And
she just checks out on the internet. She's like, you're wrong.
She looks it up and tells us if we're wrong.
No,
or right.
what was it? Was it Danielle or Jordan that got the pepper thing wrong? Was that you, Danielle? So we had Mark Hawkins on. Was it Mark?
Mark
Hawkins, yeah. So we're talking about peppers and ghost peppers and blah blah, and he's like, yeah, it's actually a vegetable. It's a fruit.
Peppers?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So. Oh no! Wait. What did he say? He said it's a fruit.
It is.
And whoever, it's either Danielle or Jordan at the time, was like, no, it's actually a vegetable. And he's like, oh, I guess I'm wrong. Maybe about 30 minutes later, she's like, no, it's actually a fruit. We're like, what? Did you not fact check it? You have the computer. What? That's the easiest thing you can Google. There's no different way. It's like you're Googling something that you need to
half an hour.
Yeah, it's like you have to Google something where you're on Reddit and you're deep down in Reddit or Quora trying to figure out, right? Is a pepper a vegetable or a fruit? Yes or no? Whatever.
I feel like it's a
general
simple
rule
Google.
of thumb. I think is if there's a visible seeds, then it's a fruit.
Is that a thing?
I think so. Tomatoes a fruit.
Fact check.
Cucumbers a fruit.
Cucumber's a fruit?
Cucumber's a fruit.
Are you
sure?
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Look at Questa's face.
We'll find out in about half hour.
Yeah, we're gonna find out in half hour.
So for everybody tuned in as well.
Cucumbers are fruit.
Oh
wow.
What about pickles then?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's pickle.
Well, pickle's a pickle. It's a fermented.
It's a
fermented
fruit then. Yeah.
But does it change after? No.
No.
It's the same.
No.
Just for everyone listening, or anyone watching, we have
everyone
a couple
watching
guests in the back there. We got Costa.
Shout out to our boys in the back
there, and Paul tuned in to not. They're more or less of the fact checking, more of the stupidity checking, I would say. And they may
peanut gallery. Fluffers, eh?
They'll be tuning.
They'll
be
the
checking.
first time I found out what a fluffer was. 19 years old or something. What's a fluffer?
Is this gonna be on
Yeah.
Hey, fluffers.
ain't nothing being cut from this one, boys. So be careful.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Speak at will and.
So wait, Vassos, what was the morning drop today?
Oh man, I don't know. I can find it for you. I don't know what the name of the song is, but I can get it right now.
Songs are pretty good. You like them.
Yeah.
Every time they're like, "What's that song?" I'm like, "If you don't have Shazam out when I send a video, it's on you." You know what I mean?
But can you wait?
How would you Shazam it if you're listening?
Buy a second phone. I don't know. Figure it
burner,
out.
Eh? Hey George,
he's got the burner.
I got the burner. I got the burner.
You understand? One night, George gets this burner phone. He's like, "Bro, this is so sick." Blah blah. Okay.
Sorry,
cool.
it's not a burner phone. It's called.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's it's a simple phone. It basically has text, alarm. You can put podcast
and you can call
on it.
So
call and you can. I think there's maps on it now, but that's it. It's like
picture like a phone
Kindle.
from
It's a mini
2005.
Yeah,
but just tiny.
Yeah.
So he calls me. He tells me he got this thing. I'm like, cool, man, happy for you. Okay, I'm gonna start bringing it out when we go out. I think the first night you went out, you're like, by the way, do you have this promoter's number? I need to get into this club. I was like, bro, check your phone. He's like, I didn't. I brought the burner phone with me.
And I did my best because
he did it 3 times in a row or something.
There's no internet or social media, so I can't just search somebody that I need. I have to basically preemptively. I have to think about who
That's
are
tough.
important in my life that I will need it to talk to that I want to talk to, or I may need. Like I have like Pizza Nova saved in there in case I'm drunk.
Yeah,
and
of course you
It's
do.
important. You can't remember the fucking
What's
phone
my,
number.
oh my
It's a jingle, bro. Everybody knows it.
967. I might have been a bad. That's definitely a bad example. I have multiple pizza places in there, some steakhouses.
But what do you think about 8 Mile?
8 Mile was really good actually. That's quite
Yeah, great
impressed.
film.
Shout out to 8
Yeah,
Mile.
great movie, man.
Shout out to 8 Mile
Sick.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Pretty good pizza. But yeah, it's and then I broke it too. The first time I brought the phone out.
Sat on it.
You sat on it.
Yeah, went out with Chris. I was one of the first times we hung out. I pulled it out. He's like, "What is that?" I was like, "My phone." He's like, "That's hot."
I was so
I was
turned
like-
on. So
He's like,
turned on.
"You have my number?" I was like, "Yeah, I have your number in here." I texted him. And he's like, "All right, I'm only calling this one from now on." And then I guess I put it in my back pocket of my Nike run shorts and it has a zipper. And I sat and I broke it. And I was so sad the rest of the day. That's like the first day at the first hour at the park in Riverdale.
It was a great day though.
And it was a great day.
And I saved your name on your burner phone as Lionel.
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't,
like
know
a sneaky.
why, I don't know why Lionel.
I don't know how that came up. You had like a sneaky side phone with a sneaky side name.
Because Jess Anthos was calling me Lionel that day. Because I was walking around with all you girls.
Like Lionel Richie.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or Jess signed like 8 bricks on this wall.
That makes sense.
You'll randomly just look and you'll see Anthos.
If you know Jess, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the best is she's like kind of crossed over 2 bricks on there. You know, like Beverly Chang right there.
Signed mine. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's the best because
No.
George is
Yeah.
the one person who would actually care.
Like my brick, I had the middle brick, eye level, GB, and then it says GB and
Anthos. That's hilarious. I want to sign one that's like so. I want people to be like, how did he get up there to sign that?
We'll get you on top there.
So we got to figure it out. We'll get you. We'll stack some boxes
You
or
pick
something.
any brick.
Phone books.
Wow, really?
Any brick.
You're too good to me, man. Too good to me.
So are we? So
Wait,
we're
Dim,
live?
this
Like,
is
are we
real.
live? Like I don't
Yeah.
get it. Like
Yeah.
what's
It's a
going on?
rolling
here?
start.
So Dim, this is your second time on.
Thank you for
The
having
first
me back.
time was we went Instagram live on that episode. We did the Guinness challenge
That's right.
live.
That's right.
That's
right,
amazing.
right,
That
yeah.
was wild.
That was fun, man. And
That was
now
an early episode.
Did you
too.
hit it too?
I've moved.
Did you win
I
it?
don't think I hit it.
Well, he won, but he didn't hit it.
Did it?
No?
Yeah.
No, you
yeah.
beat me and George though.
Oh, there's no winning or losing.
Yeah,
It's like you hit it or you
it's
don't.
a binary. It's
Yeah.
1 or 0. I think we talked about
Yeah,
this
we
on
did.
the show. But I'm moving up in the world now. Right? I'm now in the official.
We're in a
Like,
group chat. Listen to this. It's actually a really funny story. So a lot of us, just like how a lot of us play that Buffalo game I was telling you about earlier, a lot of us play. Go
I was
for
gonna
it.
say tell the Buffalo story after too, because I don't think majority of people won't know this Buffalo game.
Okay, so really quickly about Buffalo, we started playing it years ago. We went to Greece. 22 of us went to Greece together.
The best country in the world, obviously.
Thank you, of course.
Independence
Celebrating-
Day.
Let's go. Show
Independence Day is
Giannis
when's-
Antetokounmpo, number 34.
March. What is it? What was yesterday? March 25th, Greek
Yeah.
Independence Day.
March 25th. Yeah.
201 years.
Freedom or death.
Ella.
Eleftheria Ithanatos.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a famous saying.
Yeah.
Eleftheria
That's
Ithanatos.
why we have 9 lines in our Greek flag. If we want to get off topic a little bit.
Sorry.
We are
Wait.
gonna talk about
Wait. What's the saying?
You can
Eleftheria Ithanatos means freedom or death. So like we were under Ottoman rule for 400 years, and then in 1821 they're like, "Yo, fuck this shit." Freedom or death. So in
Verbatim.
Greek, yeah, quote unquote. In Greek, it's eleftheria ithanatos. That's 9 syllables. It means freedom or death, and that's why on the Greek flag there's 9 lines. Yeah,
I
I didn't know
actually
that.
never knew that.
yeah, it's badass.
Sick.
Ah, you're shit Greek.
He's super Greek. It's the best. When we go to Greece, he was like
I
our
didn't know that,
translator.
though.
I didn't know that was for the flag. I didn't know that's what it's the syllabus for some reason.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm a
Wow.
dummy. I'm
Vassos, did you
kind of
know that?
embarrassed.
No idea.
Okay,
Wow,
sorry.
another shit Greek.
I'm the worst Greek.
Vassos is the one that didn't go to Greek school on the weekends.
I can read, I can write, I can speak it, but I'm not like fluent. I can't like flirt in Greek, but I can get around. You know the difference.
all
Yeah,
about
I
body
actually
language,
get that.
though.
I
Yeah.
get that. I get that.
I'm not like witty. I can't like.
I get it.
These guys for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Dimitri
smooth.
is
Oh,
probably
dude.
I don't want to toot my own horn here.
back to we cut you off about
Buffalo,
Buffalo,
yeah.
Greece.
Okay, so really quickly about Buffalo because we're talking about the
We're
Guinness.
gonna Guinness challenge after.
Thank you. So really quickly about Buffalo, we started playing it years ago. Basically, you can't drink with your right hand. You can hold it with your right hand, but the second the liquid's touching your lips, if one of your buddies says Buffalo, you have to finish what's in your glass. And a lot of people play differently. They're like, oh, it's dominant hand. But we started getting into fights with people. They're like, oh, I'm left-handed, so I'm allowed to drink with my right. I'm like, I don't know if you're left-handed. So we just said right hand, no right hand, only left hand, just to make it simple for everybody, right? So yeah, that game we've
I'm
been playing
actually
for
left-handed
years,
though, so
and it went from like just playing with alcohol to like it would get a little rowdy. Like if you're on vacation, Paul would wake up in the morning and like chug the orange juice out of the fridge, and I'd just be like Buffalo, and he'd be like crushed because it's like 2 liters of OJ, and he has to finish it, right?
Bro, that's George's heaven. Crushing 2 liters of something when he wakes up. Remind me to show you guys this video. So
fuck.
I hate that I'm switching topics.
No, it's good.
But we're in Nikki Beach in The video of me mimicking you.
Yeah,
is
Nikki
the-
Beach in Mallorca.
Mallorca. So George, when he's hungover, will grab a bottle of water.
This is past tense, by the way.
Yeah, this is years ago. I haven't seen you do it in a while, so I can't say. But this is, I don't know, back in Europe. So you know, after a good night out, like you're so dehydrated, you need water.
You grab
Like,
whatever.
The taste of water is like an orgasm.
Yeah.
It's just like the best thing in the
So
world.
George will be drinking a bottle of water. And this will be George.
You do it on the mic so people can hear it too.
Yeah, yeah. Ready? He's like, like, it's not like that.
Why?
Exaggeration.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but that was like.
I down it, but like I leave like air, so I just shoot down the gullet.
Bro,
Basically.
you don't spin it around and just.
Well, now that I know
Do that
trick-
thing? Lick
Now-
the
yeah.
outside and just.
Now that I know that trick, I might do it. But I did it. Like I would chug, but I always go at the end. I'm like this. And I never noticed it. I never noticed it. And
Chris.
Ricky made fun of me for doing it, like mocked me doing it. It felt like it was on video. And I was like, wow, I really? And then I started noticing that I do it. I was like, wow, that's annoying. Why do I do this?
It's not annoying. It's just, to me, I find it funny.
It's very like a dramatic way to drink water. But then the funny thing is, we were in Kilimanjaro. It was like the third day, and I was with my sister and brother-in-law, just the three of us with the porters. But naturally, you know, a couple days in, everyone's a little bit cranky. You don't sleep well, you don't shower. So we're a little bit like, you know, every little thing you kind of notice.
Yeah.
And I'm in a tent by myself, and they had a tent next to me. And I wake up in the morning, and I was like super dehydrated just from the altitude. I chugged the water. I did the and all I hear in the tent next to me, my sister's like, wow, Ricky was right, eh? And I was like, shit.
I
And from
made it to
from-
Kilimanjaro.
From that moment on, I don't think I ever did it again. Not ever, but I just very
You're
conscious
more
of it.
conscious.
Only in private.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, man, we all know that feeling when you're so insanely parched. You know, like, it's that Saturday morning. You just finished shaking it. You got to get in the car. Okay, I just need that water. I need that bottle. And you don't even care how old that water bottle's been on your kitchen counter. You don't even know, fuck, is it alcohol? Is it actually water?
Yeah.
Who drank this last night? I don't care about COVID, nothing. Boom.
Gone.
I've
Absolutely.
been buying those Pedialyte packages.
How are they?
Amazing. Dude, if you drink one of those before you go to sleep, if you're not that fucked up, and then one in the morning, like, it helps.
The ones
I
you brought to
heard
Greece this
that-
summer?
No, those were like the Greek version. I don't think they
Okay.
have Pedialyte in Greek.
George, you want to
Yeah.
know what's worse than what you did? How my dad drinks water. Ready? Frank, I love you, by the way. This is my dad drinking water.
Rick, for those who can't see, Rick has spilled half a bottle on himself.
He squeezes the water bottle. I'm like, Dad, just leave a little bit of air between your lips and the lid. Why? I'm like, so you don't have to fucking squeeze the water. It's like the
just
water's
wants to
gonna
take it out
fall into
fast.
your
Frank.
It's like,
Frank, don't ever change, brother.
yeah.
Stay
I'm like, it's
the
obviously an exaggeration, but
to jump back, we cut. So the Buffalo. What was the question before
so it's
Buffalo?
Guinness and Buffalo. Those are the
Guinness,
stores.
yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever. Like we discussed the
I think we got
buffalo.
4 more.
Yeah.
That's enough.
I have
But,
protection though.
You have oh yeah. Okay. So
Buffalo
in Greece, Dimitri is notorious for getting called on buffalo. You know.
I'm a little bit older. I haven't been in the game for too long. You know what I mean? Like I kind of forgot.
Yeah, his age is showing for sure. So when we were in Greece, because he was with us like 24 hours a day because we're in Greece together, he had to take matters to like another level. So he would start taking his bracelets off and like he would start taking his bracelets off and he'd like wear them around his hand like this while we're out so that he doesn't grab a drink with his right hand. And he's walking around like this, like we're having dinner and
like
he's
an
using,
absolute idiot.
he's using one hand at dinner trying to cut stuff. Like he's like this because the second he takes it off, he literally grabs the drink. First thing he does, grabs the drink and drink. And I'm like, Buffalo. He's like, fuck.
What hand do you guys drink with normally?
Well,
Fuck.
Since
Left.
2011, I've only drank with my left. Basically.
You're hyper. Or
Even
all
here,
times,
even here, like it's really hard for me to drink with my left, but there's no way because I know Paul's watching. He's gonna buffalo my ass if I drink with my right.
You're allowed to,
George,
by the
what
way,
are
Paul.
you?
I think right hand mostly, because the like glass is always on the right side of the table. Usually, like you're drinking like a drink or wine. I don't think I drink with my left hand often.
See, I think I'm mostly left because I phone's in my right. Usually.
Left.
That makes sense.
I
Yeah, it all
swallow.
Actually, I
depends. I
guess-
don't think there's a.
Yeah, but.
But it
yeah.
happens. Like you're not thinking about it. Now you're gonna start thinking about it. But when you don't think about it,
I'm
you're
just- I'm
right-handed.
in
You're
on
gonna
this
grab
game
shit with the
now.
right
I'm in
hand.
on this.
Yeah, cool. It's for life though.
I say I'm in on now.
It's for life.
Vassos gonna catch me randomly at a bar with like a bottle of vodka. in my
Dude,
hand.
have a
Ricky
drink,
loves-
man. Have a drink with us.
When we were in Greece,
No pressure.
he took me to where he's from in Greece in Monemvasia. Monemvasia. Am I saying it
Either
right?
or.
Okay.
Either or.
And it's like inside this castle were these 3 bars. I think you guys went there, right?
Yeah, George's
Okay.
wedding.
Yeah.
Best wedding ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
George,
I know,
George,
obviously,
yeah.
but that's amazing. You guys went for a
Had I
wedding.
known you would have been on the list. Of
course.
100%.
So, anyways,
It's not my wedding.
by
It's
the
not my
third
wedding.
day, Paul came as well. Like a bunch of us went down. We were supposed to stay for 3 days. I stayed for 10. Everyone left and I stayed with this guy. And by like the fourth day, like the owners of like the bars are like, hey Chris, how are you? Like walking by, and like I'm with his buddy Alexaki who lives there, and he's looking at me like, what the fuck?
Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Alexaki.
Alex Ike, yeah.
What a legend of a guy.
He bought me this
Absolute
jersey,
beauty.
actually.
Did he really?
Yeah. He bought me this.
If you guys want to fight, you guys want the smartest, you guys want to talk about Greek politics and economics, that stuff, sit with that guy at a bar for a while.
Guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you could get through that, and then you're gonna get headbutted at some point.
The first time I met Alexaki was at this bar I'm about to tell you the story about, and he's like, I love Alexaki. He's a hilarious guy, but he's very much like Paul. They're just like shit disturbers, and they want to like, you know, like some friends who are like really nice to each other, and some friends who are like they talk shit, and it's almost like, how are you guys friends? But that's just the way they talk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's
Some friends are like that.
absolutely friends, yeah.
So he's like that. He like likes to talk shit. That's his way of like showing love. So he's talking to me, and he's just trying to make fun of me. I just met him at the bar, and I just walked. I looked at him in the eyes. I walked away from him. I grabbed Paul by the shoulders, and I dragged Paul, and I put Paul right in front of him, and I go, "You guys talk," because they're like the same guy, and they hit it off. They spent the entire night talking shit to each other about like who's more
like
Greek.
6 in the morning, man.
Literally.
Who's more Greek? Eh? That's
Yeah.
gotta be the most
Yeah.
Greek fight ever.
That is the epitome of Greek.
They were talking like serious shit. I was like, "Yo, is there a fight about to like go
Yeah,
down
yeah.
on his balcony?" I'm like, "Are these guys gonna fight?" Or
Alexaki's telling us a story historically about how the Spartans retreated once because it was smart, and he's like, Paul's like, he's like, I would never retreat. He's like, and the guy's like, no, man, like you don't get it, and he's like, no, you're a bitch. I would never retreat, and he's just like pushing his buttons, and we're at his house. This guy's like being hospital. We're at his beautiful home overlooking like the ocean, you know, basically like facing Africa.
Yeah.
You know, we're like in the southmost point of Greece, and it's epic. And this guy, they're just having this like ridiculously dumb argument in this beautiful, like the contrast was just hilarious.
I
Man.
feel like putting me and Paul would be bad then, because I'll just debate that. I will debate just to debate.
George will play
If
devil's
someone
advocate.
says someone
just
that I
to-
disagree with, even in a
George is the type that like you just if everyone agrees on something, George will play devil's advocate just for the sake of conversation.
Yeah?
You know
It's
what I mean? Like that's
I
just like
I have a tendency to challenge people's perspectives just to see, number one, either to play devil's advocate, two, to see if they believe what they really say,
True.
or to be a shit disservice.
Just to be a piece of
I
shit.
stay out of it. I'm from a family of lawyers, and like the dinner table between like my dad and my brother alone, they'll argue about like the definition of al dente, if that means like is it undercooked or is it perfectly cooked? You know what I mean? Like, and they'll like bring out the chef to ask his like
I would
huge
love
blow
to
ups.
argue with like just like imagine you have a lawyer in the family. You're not winning those arguments.
Lawyers, it's
Lawyers,
like
you're not
it's
winning.
not a fun
Like,
time.
you just sit there and you're just like, all right,
I don't
fuck,
say
I'm
a
wrong.
word. I don't say
I'm
a
wrong.
word. Yeah.
You win. Done.
I don't say a word. I'm like I've
Well,
talked
did
to
you
my
know, according to the Emergency Act of 1974, did you know that al dente actually means
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have this inside joke now between the family where if the conversation's getting out of hand and we need to just lock it up and stop, we just say al dente. It's like our safe word. We're like al dente. It means like, guys, we're done here. Like no more arguing.
Our family's
pretty
gotten to that point now where like, okay, this is getting off track. Let's just end this conversation. And they're like, okay, how was your day today? And like pivot it, because we get, especially my brother, but like my dad too, all of us. We should get
I've never seen more heated brothers than this guy and his brother.
oh
Costa.
yeah.
Yeah, we go at it.
It is.
Who's also in the building.
Yeah.
Shout out to Costa.
Yeah.
My favorite guy to brunch with. Sorry, Paul. Only because he doesn't. Only, Paul,
I won't back down.
only because he doesn't drink. Costa does not drink, but he's notorious for drinking. He's notorious for only drinking with me at brunch. And we send videos to his friends, and they're like, they don't believe it. They're like, no, there's water in his shot for sure. I'm like, no, that's a shot. Like, that's a Guinness. Like, that's a beer.
Costa's
That's-
vice is food, man. Sweets.
But he drinks with me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, he loves you.
I
Yeah,
respect.
I love him too.
I respect Costa's. What is the word I'm looking for? Like he knows himself. He's very wise. He knows who he is.
He
and what
stays in his
likes, and
lane.
Stays in his
He
lane.
stays in his
more than
lane.
anyone
He's
I know.
peer pressure just to flex right
Yo,
off.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
he does
No
not
such thing as peer
give
pressure.
a hoot or a heck.
Yeah.
Like we used to go when I first met him. He would like I didn't know like much about him, but like I knew Dimitri early on, and he'd be like,
love
"We're
when you
going to
say
the bar." I'm like, "Oh, you're." And he's like, "My brother will drive us." I'm like, "Oh, so he's gonna like come with the car." He's like, "Okay, see you guys later." Leaves, goes home, just like chills, watch TV, has some cereal, comes back, picks us at 6 a.m. I was like, "You're not gonna come?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna have more fun, just like doing this." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah, yeah.
So guess what I like.
And then you got Dimitri going off the chains,
And
baby.
then Dimitri like, "Hey, you want to go?"
Look, you got
go
3
for dinner?"
bottles,
He goes,
baby.
"Oh,
Twist my arm. Twist my arm. Yeah.
Okay, back to Buffalo.
Yeah, we missed the.
Okay,
Guinness
no,
challenge.
Buffalo, Guinness. So we were talking about Guinness,
Guinness.
and I want to tell you a story about
Buffalo's
it.
concluded.
Buffalo's concluded because we're just briefly rushed through it.
Yeah.
I'm holding it with my right hand. By
You
the
can
way.
hold it, you
That's
just can't
fucked
drink
up.
it.
I
You
know,
can drink
I know,
it,
it's
but-
bad habits.
You know, Paul's watching. He's a vulture. Actually, he's a hyena. Sorry, his spirit animal is a hyena. We discussed this. Yeah.
What an amazing experience.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah, go out to the scraps. Lion kills. Yeah.
we were
What
in
a
Greece
stupid
talking
animal.
about spirit animals, and everyone was picking theirs. Mine's
Yeah.
a.
Do you know?
Mine's an
Sorry,
ancient
sorry to
tortoise.
interrupt. I'm sorry. We're gonna get off. Do you know that a hyena is actually a feline and not a canine? Did you know
Wow.
that?
Where do you get all these facts from?
a cat.
Danielle, can we confirm?
Yeah. Can you please confirm in about a half hour?
What's the difference between? Sorry, what's the difference between the two?
A feline is a cat. A canine is a dog family. A hyena is not a dog. It's a cat.
Wow. Meow, Paul.
Yeah. It's a fucking feline.
Yeah, well, I guess that would make sense.
Ooh.
Okay.
So what are they part of?
Well, no, they got to be part of some.
You're only half
family.
wrong.
They got to be part of some family.
It's closer to the
Four-legged-
feline family,
it's
I
the
think.
Four-legged thing.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Still right.
Cool.
Still got it.
Still got it. Still got it.
So,
Wait,
anyways.
what would yours be, Dimitri?
Oh, okay.
And
Spirit
then
animal?
George, yeah.
Dolphin.
Yeah, we discussed this.
Great swimmer. Has sex for pleasure.
Yeah.
I was good.
Very intelligent.
If you didn't hear that, Costa just said.
Hey, Mark. Hey, guys.
One at a
This
time, one at
this
a
is what is gonna mark this. Gosa and I are gonna have a swim off, and
Ooh.
we're gonna record it.
No, you guys are supposed to have a boxing fight. We discussed this at soccer.
It's gonna be an academic.
We want to do a charity
You know
event.
the
boxing
Billy
match.
Madison?
Yeah,
Billy
yeah,
Madison thing?
something athlon.
Yeah.
A sport athlon.
Yeah, boxing and swimming.
And eating. I want something there that he can win.
A dog. You know, dolphins are very smart animals.
Extremely smart,
Aren't
man.
they the smartest?
Extremely smart.
of
They
the
say
smartest,
they.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So you're not a dolphin.
So that's.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You can also he does the dolphin sound, and then after he said that, we made him go into the ocean and do a dolphin swim out into the ocean, and he did it pretty well. I'm not gonna lie to him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Still got it.
Okay, George, what's yours?
Probably wolf, maybe.
Cool.
Why is
Lone,
that?
lone wolf.
Yeah, lone wolf, not a pack hunting wolf. A lone wolf.
Yeah, you don't relate
Big
to Paul.
loner.
Paul's a big
But lone wolf-
pack
I mean-
guy.
Lycos.
But why wolf?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about why.
Wow, now you put me on the spot here. Shit.
I'm glad.
It's your
'cause I have no
spirit
idea
animal.
what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of mine
It's
right
your
now. I have
spirit
no
First
idea.
thing that come to mind.
Damn, why a wolf? This got me now stumped.
You like full moons?
No, I just like I like the idea of like solitude, like kind of being alone, like moving through like the trees at night,
But
kind of hunting,
wolves
scouting.
wolves travel in packs too, though, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but there's the saying lone
The
wolf.
lone wolf,
That's a
yeah.
thing, right?
A lone
But there's
wolf.
also the NWO wolf.
But
pack,
also,
if
okay,
you
that's the
remember.
thing though, right? I
That's
can move
different.
in a pack. I like being in packs, but I also like being
Yeah.
equally alone. Like I actually genuinely very much. Maybe that's how me and Costa get along. I like to
Okay.
be like I like to like
Alone
I
time,
like
yeah.
the being in the spotlight and the hustle and bustle and like the party and the fun. But I also very much hate it. Like prefer to be like the time and a place, I guess. So I prefer like just do my own thing.
I like that.
So I think it's a wolf.
See, I got a animal in my head, but it's not my spirit animal, and I'm just trying to think about how I can make it my spirit animal, but it's not.
Well, what animals do
Because
you
you
like?
said you like the first animal that came to your mind. I don't know why. I'm thinking about a rhinoceros.
Cool.
Rhinoceros
think
are
they're
cool,
fucking
bro. Yeah, they're
badass.
rare. Hey, you're rare.
They're
You're rare, fine,
badass.
bro. You're
Then
rare.
I'm like,
skin.
Okay,
Holographic.
thick
Thick
skin,
skin.
right? They're endangered. There's
You
not
got-
many people like me, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Rare, rare, rare.
Right?
Thick
Right.
skin.
Dude, are you in danger? Is this a cry for help? Blink twice. Then don't turn this off.
Blink twice. Guys, I've never seen
Yeah,
Ricky.
I
I don't
really-
think I've seen Ricky laugh this hard in an episode.
No, Johnny Famous was a good. This
Oh,
is a
God.
Johnny Famous
Yeah, it's
episode.
good
you know,
vibes.
it's
Good vibes.
good
We still
vibe.
haven't got the Guinness challenge.
Johnny
Good
who?
vibes.
John Famous.
People are gonna listen to this. but
John
these guys
Famous?
are absolutely ADD.
We're
brains.
all over the place.
No, but this is good. This,
It's good,
this
it's
is
good,
what
bro.
our episode with DB and Derek should have been like.
Yeah, it sucks to be the
Yeah.
first.
We're
people.
setting the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking about.
Very
Do you
high
want to know
standard.
why I was thinking about rhinoceros? Because you said hyena, and then I'm thinking about Africa.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking about that's what like I just read an article about how there's like such a limited number of rhinoceroses.
I think one like species just died, like the last one, like very very recently.
I think it was the white tip or something.
Yeah, something like that. Sad. Sad as fuck.
Google it.
When I
Google
was
it.
in-
Yeah, there's a rhinoceros family that just went extinct.
When
or
I was-
a
Yeah,
species.
yeah.
When I was in,
Which is sad, very sad for our population because it was the last male.
No, I mean
No,
for
our population killed
for
it.
humanity, bro.
Our,
Like, we're
our
fucked.
generation killed it.
Oh, I thought you meant
Dude,
as
people
a
are fucked.
rhinoceros.
Poaching is fucked up.
hey,
That's what I thought you meant.
guys, one guy, one at a time.
It was his cousin.
We gotta talk one at a time. It's gonna be
Okay,
chaos
sorry,
for the
sorry.
listeners. Their ears are gonna be nuts. You guys can all talk. Just like
Yeah.
go around the room.
Let's take a number.
Nuts.
Okay. let's-
Sorry, but rhinos are very, very like you don't see them in Africa.
Yeah, I didn't see one.
There you go. It was the
Yeah,
northern white
northern
that was
white,
recent.
yeah.
So I know
Sad,
something to do with
man.
white.
Damn.
Yeah.
So which
Sad.
color's left? Just the gray one? I'm serious.
There, but you know
I don't
what?
wanna
So
laugh,
in,
but,
in
like,
Africa, they're like protected. They have guards at like 24/7
Dude,
because of poachers and shit.
Yeah.
Sure,
Which is
but-
crazy. Like, if you're a poacher, like, why would you want to go after the last one? Like, they obviously know what they're hunting.
It's all money, bro. They don't give a shit,
But
man.
like, go get an animal that there's tons of. Like,
But shouldn't they
poaching's
take them and
bad.
farm them so that they can
But there was
sell
only
them?
one male left.
I know,
That
but
was the
like
problem.
instead of like killing them, they should have like stolen a bunch, farmed them.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a
Yeah,
bad
more
idea.
money.
Never mind.
It's a huge issue, man. It's a huge issue.
I don't know why
Like
I'm
some
helping
like
them.
rhino horn's a delicacy in like Asia.
Yeah.
It's bizarre what there's crazy stuff with delicacy. Like
There's
shark
also
fins.
there's also that one animal where they steal the scales off these animals because in like ancient times they thought that these scales could cure certain diseases.
Yeah.
Chinese medicine is
Was it?
Yeah,
Not
it's
the penguin.
bad.
Not the penguin.
Is it? I think it actually is.
Penguin.
They're
Really?
scales, right?
They have
Yeah,
scales?
scales. Yeah.
And
Really?
yeah, and they,
Penguins. Yeah.
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 They
Penguins have
kind of
scales.
look like
Not penguin. Pangolin.
what do they
Oh.
look? They kind of look like scaled penguins almost.
Really?
Scaled anteaters
don't
almost.
even know
Yeah.
what that
Yeah.
is.
Basically.
Almost
yeah,
like an
yeah,
anteater. Yeah, they're weird, but they're scales. So they'll capture these animals, kill them, like descale them.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
I don't know how, but and then they like crush this up, use it. Apparently in Chinese medicine, it was like a way to cure all these crazy diseases, but science has proven that it's actually not. Like
Yeah.
it's scientifically proven
It's all up here.
to fact that it does not cure these diseases, but it still happens. And like this animal's going extinct because of this. Again, I could be completely off, but I feel like I'm on point this episode, so maybe it could be correct.
Can I interrupt? I'm getting a little tipsy. Should I have another one?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Man's feeling it. We gotta get the Guinness story. The Guinness challenge.
Merci. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having us.
Man, thanks for
Anytime.
coming. You guys
Yes.
are
Dimitri, happy
You guys are
birthday.
always great.
Happy birthday, brother.
Hey, thank
All
you
the
very
best.
much, man.
This man turned 23
Greek vodka
today.
for a couple
Greek
months.
Independence Day.
Yeah, Greek Independence Day. We'll get to that later.
Again.
We'll
For
circle
the
back.
last hour of the episode, we're talking about Greece and only Greece.
Okay, before we talk about Guinness, I want to tell you my spirit animal, obviously, because everyone had their
Yes,
turn.
yes. What the hell?
I didn't get to do mine. I feel a little left out, so I'm just gonna.
You and Ricky would get along great because that happens often. Me and him will be in an episode, and he'll ask me a question, and I will not ask it back. Almost every episode.
It happened last episode.
He's like, George, I'm glad you asked me as well. Here's my answer.
I asked the
Great
guys,
question.
talking about like dream venues to like go see or something, right?
Okay.
And you gotta remember, George knows most of my answers because we've been best friends for so long. Where it's like he already knows my answer, but the guest doesn't.
Yeah.
So we'll ask the guest, and I'll be like, George, over to you, and then he'll answer, and then I'll be like, okay, well, mine, since you both really cared so much, mine is X, Y, and Z. And then, oh yeah, I already knew what yours was, so I didn't ask.
Yeah, I do that. I'm bad with that.
Vassos, go spirit animal, and then
Okay,
Guinness.
my spirit animal is an ancient tortoise because
I knew
like
that. Yeah.
yeah, well I knew dolphin. We discussed it this
Yes,
summer.
yes.
So the reason is because I always have this ongoing thing with all my friends where like I'm not human and like they don't understand how I don't get hangovers and I don't drink coffee and
True.
all these things.
Shame on you, by
And
the way.
How you're this fit when you also drink and eat like crap too.
yeah, so
Yes.
they get a little frustrated. So
Guys
they
got
always
crazy
like
six pack.
they make fun of me. So I always say I'm gonna live to like 200, and like ancient tortoises live to like fucking I don't know,
Yeah.
400 years old, whatever. And they're like so chill because they're not like aggressive. They're in the water, they're chilling, and then like if something happens, they just go in their shell. They're fine,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
they're chill. So it's like I
That's
just
what
really
yeah.
they speak to me. I don't know.
It's a good one.
You
I
going
like
in your
that.
shells playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, during COVID, my friend gave me his Xbox. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Now I'm like, I have like an Instagram account for my Call of Duty. I got like 6,000 followers. I'm like blowing
No
up.
fucking way.
Yeah, man, I'm
dude,
getting like
yeah.
21,000 views on my videos. Like it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I just
Are
put
you
like,
good?
yeah, I'm sick. I
Yeah,
put
he's
these
really
game
good.
clips
He's really
up.
Do you play with DB at all? Do you know DB?
No, I know DB, but I don't have him.
We'll set you up with him. Apparently he's like
he's
the
really good
best.
as well.
I met this one guy on King Street. He plays for like Toronto Ultra. He actually got traded now. I think he's in Vegas or Atlanta or something like that. But yeah, Methods. Shout out to Methods.
Do you play on Xbox or are you a PC guy?
I'm on Xbox. I thought about doing the PC because
But
like
I heard there's
a
like
whole new
all the
level.
good people in the world play or PC.
because
Like,
it's
yeah.
basically cheating. Like it's a whole
a
different
handicap. It's a
console.
handicap.
it's not
playing on
cheating
somebody
if,
else.
if everyone's using the same.
Sure.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's cross-platform. So like you're
Yeah,
playing
but
PlayStation,
you're just
Xbox,
playing at a
PC.
disadvantage. It's not that
I'm
they're
playing at a
cheating.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why don't you just learn to play the other way if you like it that much?
I thought about it, but then it's like, am I really gonna buy like a fucking $5,000 PC just to play video games on? Like I'm, you know,
I don't know if you play enough. I feel like you should.
like there's other things to do, you know.
How many hours a day do you play?
During COVID, when the COVID was like a real big thing and everyone was like locked down here, you know, Toronto, we had the worst lockdown of anybody. I was playing a lot.
Many hours.
Like, is that like 8 hours a day?
I'm sitting in a foldable John Cena WWE chair that I got from sitting front row at WrestleMania when Hulk Hogan fought The Rock. It
I
was
was
epic.
for that, man. It's fucking
And
bullshit.
I'm like, it's not even a comfortable situation. I don't have like a nice computer chair. Like I'm in a gross little foldable chair that they like break on a guy's back, and I'm playing for like 9 hours straight. I can sit there easily, just rip. rip. And I'll just Uber Eats like a motherfucker.
I bought a gaming chair.
It's so bad.
I bought a gaming chair. I got into it for like
I started a
month.
fire at my condo because I was playing
Go fuck
COD.
myself, I guess.
So,
No one. And we all looked.
Sorry,
Guys,
sorry.
We all turned to us and Dimitri. We listened to him, and we just turned back to Chris.
sorry.
All of
sorry.
us.
I didn't even hear you.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nobody
all
gave
good.
Dimitri a second of attention there.
Tough crowd.
We want to hear about your
Sorry,
chair.
continue.
We
No,
wanna hear your
there's
chair.
go,
nothing.
man.
I just have a chair. Continue, please.
I just have a chair. Oh, yeah, you have a sick chair.
It's like it lights up. It's got
He
speakers
bought.
and then
He
like
bought.
the
He
shit.
started playing
Badass.
COD and he bought this like gaming chair and I came over and it like rocks. It's like not on legs. It rocks and it's got the speakers and it glows and shit. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing as if he's going pro. You know,
Yeah, but
it's
I
like
suck.
it's so.
But I
But he's not good.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I just picture Dimitri rocking back in his little chair by himself, just like, fuck me, guys.
The problem is I got in an accident like right before I started playing Call of Duty. Like I was in
True.
Speedo's car with Ileana. We got like in a
Rear-ended.
three-way
I
accident.
heard
there.
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. We actually
My
hit
friends.
Hudala.
I think I
and
was on the phone with you when that happened.
Hudala's car hit George's car with his
was at the
Barely
Yeah.
hit
yeah,
my car though.
barely like
Oh,
love
you were
tap.
there too.
But like my back was
Actually,
fucked up.
The accident started because of the car in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
so
was that
yeah.
Sophia's things thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation. I don't want to like.
Yeah,
but
no.
Yeah.
Someone in front of us braked like very like. It went from like a. Anyways, that's not an important part of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, unfortunate. 3 cars got absolutely fucked.
Anyway, but my back was fucked up, and then I started playing Call of Duty. I'm like, oh, this isn't good for my back. Maybe I should go buy a fucking gaming chair. You know?
So instead of not playing the game, let's just go buy a chair to make it okay.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, continue.
That's amazing. No, I was just saying when I first started playing COD, when my buddy Costa gave me his Xbox.
Wait, this cost?
No. My other buddy Costa.
Danica, shout out to Costa Danica.
Shout out to Costa Denikas.
Yeah.
I was making. This was before I became a COD addict, and I just was Uber Eating. I was still cooking. I was like getting off and being like, "Hey, I need some time off so I can make a meal." So I was trying to make like salmon fillets and French fries. So I was chopping up potatoes, and I had oil boiling on the stove, but I had my headset on because I was talking to the boys in the party chat like while I was doing my stuff, and it was oil that I this is the problem, is that I reused it. I used it once before, so I used it again the next day for these Yukon Gold potatoes. And I'm slicing up potatoes in my kitchen and my stove's behind me and I'm topless and I'm feeling heat on my back. I have the headset on, right? So I can't hear anything. I turn around and my kitchen is like up in flames.
Oh shit.
Like the pot is a bonfire and it's shooting up. I freak out. I try to put the lid on and it literally popped the lid off. It's catching like the ceiling. It's going up everything. Like to the ceiling. The ceiling's concrete, so it's okay. But it like burnt and murked everything in the kitchen. Now it starts to like, it's going everywhere. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to turn the stove off, but it's so hot and it's like this that I can't get close enough to it. I'm like, and I'm topless, right? Like it's oil shooting at me. It was crazy. And this was like the 3rd, 4th week of COVID. The first person I had in my house during COVID was the fire department. They showed up. I called them and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like my entire place was black smoke. I'm like coughing and choking. I open the front door. I open up my windows, my sliding door. Like it's a condo. You know how many like, you know?
Yeah.
The airflow is not
I
great.
just picture you with like a little bathroom towel. Like, trying to,
That's what I do.
alarm's
man.
going
Yeah,
off.
Yo,
Yeah.
I couldn't see. It was black smoke. You can only see like knees down. I swear to God, black smoke within like 5 minutes. Done. And I call. My front desk shows up because the fire alarm is going off. He shows up. He's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "Run," you know. Stop, drop, and roll. So I call like 911. I'm like, "I need the fire department." Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, I need the fire department. I'm like, "Everything's fine. It's fine, but you got to get here fast."
Do you know that meme?
It's fine. Everything's fine. Exactly. So they're like, "Wait on your patio. Close the door." So I went on the patio. I'm facing King Street, right? I'm at the Bisha,
Wait,
and
so they have you on the patio
they told me to get off onto my patio and not
instead
stay
of
inside.
leave the unit.
Yeah,
So what if the unit came up in
Trapped,
flames?
yeah.
You're
You gotta
trapped
jump.
on the
You gotta
patio.
jump at
Yeah.
that point and, see,
What
and
floor
hope
are
for the
you
best.
on?
not low.
Actually,
Yeah. What floor are you on?
I'm not low. I'm like I'd die
28
if I
or something
jumped.
like that?
I would die if I jumped. So,
Yeah.
This is like really bad advice.
dude,
yeah. Like, what did you go outside?
I want to say
and
go
close
outside.
the
Yeah,
door?
run outside.
I think if they assess it, they'll probably like, yo, is your place actually up in flames or is it smoky?
I told him
If
it's fine.
smoky,
I'm like,
go
guys,
outside.
there's a
Yeah.
kitchen fire,
Yeah.
but like it's black smoke everywhere. It wasn't fine. Obviously, like the place was up in flames.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I'm on the patio. Fire department pulls up like 3 cars. Everyone's home because it's COVID. Everyone's home. Condo. She goes, "Why didn't you call me?"
Yeah,
she
no.
lived. She lived on my floor at the time.
And what were you?
Wait, I
gonna
didn't know
do?
that.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't,
You still need to put out the fire.
yeah. So anyways, I did the dumbest thing I could have done. Everyone is so bored. They've been home for so long. They're on the patio looking at what's happening. Everyone's outside. These 2 or 3 fire trucks pull up and they start pulling up the ladder like they're gonna come rescue me from the patio, bro. And I did the dumbest thing I could have done. I did this. Yeah, right here. Everyone, like condos across the
Wait,
street.
do you face north?
I'm facing east
Wait,
right
they
now.
thought you were like.
You're southeast.
Oh, southeast.
Your corner.
I'm a corner, but I'm saying right now the way I'm facing on the balcony is east,
Okay.
and I'm over top of the front doors of the Bisha, basically, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
right in the. So I'm looking down Mercer, off of Blue Jays.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And these guys pull up in the middle of the street on Blue Jays, and I'm looking at the condo across the street that just went up, brand new neighbors, and I did one of these, and then I immediately regretted it because I'm like, great, everyone knows it's me now, and I'm outside like topless in like a fucking flaming
With a
condo.
headset on, talking to the boys.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, hold on, wait, I just gotta call 911.
That's another funny thing. When it all ended, like the chaos ended, like hours later, my boys called me. They're like, we heard all of it on party chat. Like, are you okay? They heard the whole thing on party chat. Which is hilarious. So from there, and they have no idea what the fuck's happening, right? They're like, did this guy
That's a
like burn
wild
down his house?
story.
So, anyways, the fire department comes in. They have this crazy machine that like blew out all the smoke after like it only took like 20 minutes to get all the smoke out. Smelled like shit in my place for like weeks. I was coughing up a lung for like 2 weeks. I had like lung damage. Yeah, because I didn't leave the unit. I was there forever trying to like do something about it, but there was nothing I could do. So, yeah, that was. That's why you don't cook with your headset on, folks.
Yeah, how'd the fire
at
really
home
start though? Because like,
the oil.
Hot oil.
I was doing hot oil to put the potatoes in, and I reused the oil. That was the problem. I used the oil twice.
Rookie mistake.
Oil is a flashpoint, I think.
Yeah, I told
yeah,
my
but
mom
only if
after,
it
and
hits
she
the
was
fire,
like,
though. If it's in a
big,
pan,
no,
you can boil it.
"Yeah, but I reused it, so the boiling point or whatever the boiling point is
point?
faster now.
Oh,
The second
so
time
just
around,
once it
apparently.
gets to a certain
So
heat, it'll just blow
so
up.
it blew up like while I was still cutting
Or you
potatoes.
could have done
Blindsides you.
Maybe it splashed and came to the bottom of the fire.
It's just you're
Is
expecting it to
electric
like
stove or
No,
gas?
it's
get hot
electric, so it
later?
didn't happen like
so
that.
that's electric.
It
Wow,
fucking
that's
it started on
crazy.
fire. It was
Nice.
crazy. I didn't even know that was possible with an
I
electric
wouldn't know
stovetop.
that either.
Yeah, it was fucked.
Do you know what you're not supposed to do is put frozen food into hot oil? Did you know that?
The water.
No.
It's the water.
So
right?
yeah, when, in first year of
Oh, yeah,
university,
that makes sense.
first year of university when I was living in Elgin, a guy on my floor was cooking, he had a pot of oil, and he dropped a frozen chicken breast in, and his roommate said as soon as it
Immediately,
hit,
yeah.
it went boom, ball of fire to the roof, lit the whole roof on fire.
Because the water, you can't pour water on a fire. Weirdly,
Yeah, it's
like
the-
that.
it's the moisture
it'll
that will-
it'll
But
make
what about
it.
frozen vegetables?
Well, they're frozen, and then you take it out. There's got to be some like water or like some sort of moisture on
I
it.
fry frozen vegetables.
Do you put it
all
in
the time.
oil?
Are they
Or, like,
fried
you
or
just, like,
boiling? Is
saute
it
them
boiling?
first and melt
if
them
you
down?
put a little bit of oil,
Oil,
in
a
a
little
saute,
bit, yeah.
it's
It's
like,
not
no,
like deep fry.
Boiling, yeah.
Deep
exactly.
fry's fucked up. Yeah, you don't want to.
you can put some oil on a skillet. It's
Yeah,
sauteed.
that's-
That's
what
why
I do. I
we
do it
did
all the
a
time. Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Actually, no, nobody here was there, but we did a American style
you, right?
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Costa was there?
Costa was there.
Costa was
We
there.
did
He
an
doesn't
American
count that.
style
Costa.
Thanksgiving turkey this Thanksgiving, deep fried.
Yeah.
But like one of the things is like make sure it's super, super, super dry because if you dunk that bitch in the fucking deep fried oil, like and it's wet, like it's safety
Toast,
hazard.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, man. Cooking's I like cooking. Just you gotta be careful.
That's a wild story.
I love to cook. I'm a great cook. You can ask my friend
is,
Paul,
he
who
is,
might
he
hate
is.
me now because I told him I don't
Confirm.
love to brunch with
Paul's
him as
a
much as I
woman.
love to brunch with Costa. But I love to cook with my friends. Like Christmas, I always do Christmas dinner at my place. I invite some friends over and I do like a menu and like do a full thing. Like it's a restaurant, you know? Like I love to cook.
Awesome.
So it's not like I was,
Get new cups though.
I'm normally just, like stupid with it, but the stupidity level was nuts that day, obviously.
That's actually a crazy story.
Yeah, man.
I would say like I burnt my body once cooking, but like nowhere near to this story.
Yeah, I burned my, I always,
'Cause I cook topless too, just because I don't want to make a mess.
Yeah.
like I don't want to dirty my
I
shirts.
kind of like it's like almost challenging. I feel like a badass though. Like I feel like a fucking ancient Spartan. Like you got to use like the lid top like as a fucking shield when the oil's like kind of like spitting
like
at
cooking
you.
bacon or something. You're frying bacon in the morning.
Just like you actually? Yeah, 100%, bro.
you and your 10 friends get your shields
Yeah,
together.
you're like,
they don't
make
back
a
down. Hey,
phalanx.
Paul. Greeks don't back down.
He would never retreat.
Spartan, fuck.
Wait, are all the Greeks in this room Spartan lineage?
Thessaloniki Kalamata.
Legend.
I'm close. I'm so close.
You're the
Yeah,
cool,
I'm so
you're the cool
close.
part.
Wait. Sorry. What are you?
My dad's from Kalamata,
Where's Kalamata?
where the olives are from. In the
Kalamata.
south.
Okay, so you know the mountain, the big mountain
Kalamata
where
olives,
Sparta
right?
is? Did you drove by it when you came to Monemvasia?
backside.
I
drove
fell
by it.
asleep most of the drive.
It's like on the same
Anyway,
side as
yeah,
Sparta.
Diagetos.
They're like
It's on the
neighboring.
other side of
A
Diagetos.
little mic closer.
And
on the other side,
Thessaloniki's in the north. My mom's from there.
You wanna
It's
have
like
glasses?
the party capital of Greece.
Sorry, the second one is
Thessaloniki.
No, never mind.
Thessaloniki.
Thessaloniki, and that's the party capital of Greece.
Yeah, and they say the most beautiful women in Greece are from
So if
Thessaloniki.
I told this story, I don't know
Which
if
is
it's on the
true.
podcast, but if you go to Mykonos, and the islands, and you see they hire like it's like Vegas, hire good looking women.
Yeah.
Ask any of them where they're from. They'll say Thessaloniki.
Excuse me, guys.
Every single one.
I didn't know this when one of
So
summer.
why haven't we been there yet?
Come with me this summer. I'm trying to take Paul.
It's north though. It's like mainland still. It's busier. People in Thessaloniki, I'd say it's busier in like off season. Like,
Yeah, because so everyone, although like not all of them, but like like you said, they'll hire pretty girls to go to the islands to be the servers and stuff for the summer. So you want to go there like September when like the vacationers are done. That's when I went last
and it's
summer.
very popular in the winter too. Like it's like a cool cultural. It's like a hip place.
And they were the only place last summer because of COVID.
Want one?
Yeah, please. Last summer because of COVID, in Greece even, which surprised me, all the bars and clubs were closing at 3 a.m. and you weren't allowed to stand and dance. It was actually like depressing a little bit unless they were like really sneaky about it. Thessaloniki was the only place I went last summer where their bars and stuff were open until 7 a.m. They didn't give a fuck. They party, man. They just party.
Thessaloniki is like, so Athens is the capital. Thessaloniki is the second largest city, but like most like singers are from Thessaloniki. The girls like they take care of themselves. They're like beautiful looking. It's like the Milan of Greece kind of thing.
They won't even go to the grocery store without like heels, dress, makeup. Like everyone's ready to go all day.
What's the population of this place?
So it's around I think 1 million.
Yeah, about 1.5 million.
so it's
No, he's
legit.
talking,
It's
he's
legit
talking
city.
shit.
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
There's no way it's 1 million. I thought you were
Around
joking.
1 million. I think
Yeah.
maybe with the
Big.
surrounding areas. Yeah.
Wow. Fact check.
Fact
that.
check, please.
She doesn't know how to spell it.
You got Paul in the back, don't worry. On the ones and twos.
Greater Thessaloniki area, the GTA.
I've actually.
Nice.
I've only
Did
been.
I-
I think
did
I'm
you
when I
pour
was
me
young. Yeah. Next to you on the right. Sorry.
Rick, you're gonna have a fucking Uzo with us, bro.
I'll
We're
have
gonna-
one.
You're wearing a Greek jersey.
let's go.
It's
I
Greek
know, I
independence.
have to. I'm wearing the Greek jersey.
Okay.
George, I like that. Hey, Dimitri, glass on the right.
Yeah, I know. No,
He's
left.
risking it all.
No, this is my 1 million. Yeah. So.
Wait,
how do we
where's
get on top of
where's
this? Kalamata, yeah. So Rick, what you're saying,
yeah.
Kalamata is behind Sparti, like the mountain range. You go behind it, and it's on the way to Costa Navarino, where I went with Becca, like the coast on the Italian side.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice area, really nice
Yeah,
area.
it is.
And where the Kalamata olives come from.
Greek has two coasts. Greece
East and
has
west.
two coasts.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Ionian
Surrounded-
coast, which
it's
is on the side
surrounded
of
by
Italy,
water.
and then the Aegean coast, which is on the side of Turkey.
Sorry. Yeah.
Anyways,
So, about the Guinness
I
challenge.
was just.
Should we just
pivot again and just save it till right
This is an
at the end?
intermission. We'll have Uzo while he explains the Guinness
It's
It's
funny-
the first story of the podcast.
It's funny because it's the first story of the podcast, and it was supposed to be like a very light, very quick.
I feel like we can't even tell it anymore. Just
Yeah.
keep it
Everybody
moving.
jumped
It's
off
a
like
cliffhanger.
Yeah, Rick.
Yamas.
Yamas, Ella.
Remember?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us, eh?
Yeah, man, of course.
Boys.
trying to
Sa magria po Yamas.
Amen to that, brother.
Wild taste.
I don't
Yeah, me either. I
enjoy
don't
it,
like it at
It's
all.
it's similar to the sambuca.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is nice with a nice like octopus,
It's an
grilled
aperitivo,
octopus.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
on
Or
the
is it
beach.
just a digestivo?
Aperitivo.
It's an aperitivo, right? Yeah.
It's nice for like one glass, a lot of ice on the beach, and you just like sip it, and then that like gets you going for the day.
What's your favorite beach drink? Like Mediterranean. Actually, side note. Do you know what my favorite question to ask on Hinges?
No.
What?
And shout out to Costa for getting kicked off.
What?
Yeah,
You
you
got kicked off of
came
Hinge?
late. You came late, Vassos. Sorry, but so
Holy
apparently Costa got kicked off a Hinge. Like I don't know how that's even possible.
Oh, you slept with too many girls?
Being too sexy, they have to lower the standard of
Mad.
competition.
Do you know what? Girls probably got cheese because like they'll match with him, and he's like, no, I changed my mind now.
It's probably all those dick pics.
Yeah, my favorite question to ask, like my opener now, is what's your favorite Mediterranean island? Some girl said Italy, and I just like,
Africa.
like I get it. That is technically kind of an island, but it's not really.
Yeah.
Like it's not. You
No,
wouldn't say that.
not an
It's
island.
not.
Sicily's an island.
But
Italy's-
they-
Sicily's an
islands,
island.
yeah.
Mykonos an island. Ibiza's
Yeah.
an island.
Sardinia, you could have said.
Sardinia, Malta, you could say, but like
Yeah.
Italy's not an island.
No.
So she said that. I was just like, oh, okay. End of conversation.
Dumb.
Damn.
Yeah.
offense,
What's
girl.
your favorite drink to have on like a nice like on Mykonos beach or something?
You're asking
You
about
guys
the
go
drink.
first.
That's a good question.
I
We'll
got
let Chris
mine.
to kick this one off.
Okay, so
Well,
I
no,
love to
let's
do-
start with Dimitri because if we
Okay.
go Chris, we're not gonna answer this question. We're gonna tell a story that leads us to a different question. So
We've
Dim,
cut
you go
Chris
first.
off so many times. I'm so sorry, Chris. You're gonna get like
Chris
you're gonna
starts
get like a
out-
10-minute solo at the end, like no interruptions.
I need to get a guitar or a drum set or something. I was gonna rip.
Okay, Dim,
like,
favorite drink, yeah, to have on the
Honestly,
beach.
in Greece. Okay, other than like a nice like light beer, which is great. I like. You guys have had masticha. It's a spirit. It's a digestive that comes from a island in Greece called Chios. It's made out of the gum tree of these trees that only grow on half of the island in Chios. That can't be grown anywhere else. It's a beautiful flavor, and it's very very healthy for you.
Very rare, rhino rare.
Yeah, rhino rare, Ricky Liorti rare.
It's mastic.
That
gum, like
yeah,
mastic.
mastic. Yeah, it's.
I don't know what mastic means.
Mastic is like the Greek word for gum, but I think it's like an
True,
English.
no?
Look, all I know is that like in its pure form, mastica is like it's like the hard form, like sap or
How
whatever.
do you spell it?
mastic would be the English version, I believe.
TIC can end with a C. Mastica.
So
Mastic in English.
Mastic.
masticate
Really?
Masticate is
is
the
the verb.
chew.
That's
like
the
prep.
chew. Yeah.
Yeah, masticate. Yeah,
It just says like mastic gum.
yeah, mastic gum. That's what
here
it
we
is.
go.
Yeah, that's what
It's
it
a
is.
resin obtained from the mastic tree. Okay, interesting.
It's got a like a. It's kind of like. I don't know,
It's
got a flavor.
it's really I could. Yeah. It's good for your health. Anyway, that mixed with soda, and I find a mint leaf in there and a splash of fresh watermelon juice is the incredible, the ultimate Greek summer
It's
drink.
also good
Nice.
for your skin.
Is it?
Yeah, skin benefits here. Mastic gum.
Drink it up.
Yeah.
Drink it up.
It's interesting.
What's your drink, Rick?
He asked you this time.
Yeah, thanks, George. Appreciate that.
I actually did that on purpose, but that was good. Thanks for giving the credit there.
My go-to on a beach is probably a good sangria. You know, like I would like, because in Europe they put so much more fruit and everything. It's not like the
True.
crappy sangrias you get here.
True.
A nice white sangria, get some peaches, oranges.
Sangria is a
Nice.
good bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go sangria with a nice hookah on the side.
Rosé? What the fuck, rosé?
Do you know? So
Hello?
the problem with rosé, I get bad heartburn
Me
with
too.
rosé.
Really?
Do
Do you know what I think? I don't know if it's. I actually do. If George just threw it into my mind because one day he said it,
No, it gives me bad heartburn.
and the next day we drank it. We were at one of those beach clubs in Mykonos,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, let's get another bottle of rosé." Because it's always like $60.
It actually does.
60
come to
bucks,
think
and
of it, yeah.
everybody gets a couple glasses,
Yeah,
right?
it
You
gives
get a
you
bottle of vodka, it's like
crazy
400
heartburn.
euros. Okay, well, a bottle of rosé is good. It's it's something that's in between the party drink and a chill drink. You can have it. Everyone gets a glass. It's not too expensive.
Yeah.
And then George's like, "Oh, I don't want it. It gave me heartburn." I'm like, "Fuck, I'll get one then." And then 2 hours later, I'm like, "Fuck, I got heartburn."
It's true.
But I'm always
there
locked
maybe
and loaded
drink-
with Tums though. I'm always locked and
Tums.
loaded.
Smart.
Always.
Smart.
George and the Vassos.
I'll just go mojito, make it easy.
That's a good
Mojito's
one.
good.
Mojito's a good one.
Mojito's good.
Mojito's a good
Or
one.
strawberry daiquiri.
Ooh.
Really?
I've
never seen you order a strawberry daiquiri.
You haven't traveled with me lately. When I was in Greece and back, every beach I went to, I'm like, can you find a strawberry daiquiri?
Really?
I would have one. I've had them pretty often there, yeah. But we were in resorts more, so it's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah,
Like, if you're
true.
going to like the beach near us, like Plitera. Actually, they make strawberry daiquiris there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Anyways,
He
what's
knows.
Okay, Vassos, let's see this.
Okay. Usually it's like we were saying, rosé. I do a bottle of wine, like white wine, at the beach when I go in the because in Greece, I'm thinking Greece. If I'm
Yeah,
at the
no,
beach,
we said
whatever,
Mediterranean islands. Yeah.
you're out till like 8 in the morning, right? You're out until 8 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever. The bars close at 3 a.m. and the clubs open at 3 a.m. So you're out late. So in the mornings, you're always like forcing yourself to get up as early as you can so that you can just like go to the beach and enjoy the day.
Yeah.
So when I'm there and you're like depleted a little bit, it's like you don't want to drink too much. Like a nice white wine's like nice and light.
It's delicate.
And then afterwards, I really enjoy like getting a glass of like a pina colada. And we had a lot of those at that beach.
Yes.
And it's because there's they made out of that slushiness, right?
Yeah.
So it stays so cold at the beach all day, even if it's in the sun, which is just
Yeah, pina coladas.
key.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. We had a lot of those.
Yeah, we
Plitera
had a
fires
lot.
it out, man.
Yeah.
Plitera's the best.
We were actually at Abelaikia. That was Plitera. We went a couple times, but I think you're talking about Abelaikia.
my favorite beach in Monemvasia was Vlichada.
It's not in Monemvasia, it's actually closer to Nyala
Well,
than
fuck, it
Monemvasia.
was. Yeah, you're right. It was like an
Whoa.
hour drive through the mountains.
What's that really beautiful beach? It's like top 5 in the world.
Elefonisos.
Elafonis was sick.
Yeah.
I'm glad all you guys know. Right?
I've been to a lot. I've seen beaches. I even said the ones that you see on the list. Like I've said this story before. Like Whit Sunday in Australia. Everyone says like the best beach is the whitest beach.
Archidia,
Wait,
you're
so-
getting eaten
sorry,
by a
sorry.
shark.
What's it called?
Whit Sundays.
Whit Sunday
in Australia.
WHIT.
Yeah, Whit Sunday. It's like white, but drop the E.
Where
Whit
is it?
Sundays.
Where in Australia?
It's like on the Gold Coast somewhere near Airlie, up in the
Okay.
north, up the Gold Coast.
Australia.
I went across. It's like silica sand, so it's really fine sand, and you see pictures of it. It's like it looks like pristine white. When you get on it, it's not as white. And the water's like a murky teal. Like it's weird. It's not
Murky teal?
It's like
You can't see through.
yeah, it's like milky. Sorry, like milky
Milky.
teal.
I got
Bro,
you.
I'm sorry, but you have no conversation in like top beaches in the world if you're at fucking risk of dying from like aquatic animals.
Well,
Well,
true.
You can still talk about how beautiful the beach is.
Yeah, from like a picture.
there's-
That's just like that's
not
like window
practical.
shopping.
That
you know?
danger
Yeah,
aspect.
you're not jumping into the ocean.
Yeah,
going for a nice
you know,
swim
like
with your brother to see
yeah.
who's faster.
The
Yeah.
wildlife
Part of the
in
whole
Australia
experience, you need
is
to be in the water, right?
something
Sorry,
else.
I'm not trying to.
No, I'm just saying, like that's what I'm saying. Like I see this if you go on like Condé Nast Travel, top 20 beaches in the world. You see places in like I'm trying to think. Like Philippines is known for them,
Turks
and
and
a few other
Caicos?
ones. Turks is up there. There's some like the Caribbean has really nice beaches. Objectively,
And
the Caribbean
beautiful
has
coral reef.
beautiful. But Elefonisos does not appear on any lists, and only recently did I find it on a list of top beaches in Greece, which is crazy to think that it's not even on a list of Greece-specific beaches. And I think it's because of the fact that it's so off the traditional beaten path.
You have to take the boat to get there.
Well,
Getting to Monemvasia is like a mission on its own, and then you have to take a ferry from there to get to this beach. Yeah.
It is
it's 4 hours from Athens to Monemvasia.
Jeez.
And Naftalos have about the same problem.
And then from Monemvasia to that
It's
beach is
3
a
hours, I
fucking
think.
winding road. You feel you're gonna throw
Exactly.
up.
Okay, funny enough, you're right. We
Got a flat
the
tire.
day before we decided to go to Elefoniso. We stayed up at this guy Alexaki's house
fuck.
to see the sunrise. So we left the club or the bar late, and then we took 2 or 3 wine bottles from the bar to his house to drink. And the funny thing was, this was like the second day we met, and he was like trying to be very hospitable, and he's like, I have this really nice, expensive bottle of wine that I've been saving for a special occasion. Let's.
I was just gonna say, is this before or after him and Paul had the balcony battle?
the same day. That was the same
it's
day.
the same day that they had the balcony battle.
So this is really funny. So he's dying in the back right now. So I just taught him like all how the stupidities of us and the games we play and all this stuff. So he brings out this bottle of wine. He corks it. He pours us all a glass. And there's 4 of us, right? It's Dimitri, me, Paul, and Alexaki.
Ageliki. Don't forget Ageliki.
She wasn't there. She wasn't there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was the 4 of us.
100%.
100%. And she was downstairs. And he pours all 4. We cheers. Alexaki starts sipping first. I buffalo him, right? He drinks with his right hand. I call buffalo. And he's like, he looks at me like he wants to be cool, but this is really nice wine. So he doesn't want to chug it because that's ridiculous, but he wants to be cool. And I buffaloed him. And I just met the guy. So he chugs it. And then me and Paul look at each other and we cross our arms and we chug ours. And then we start making fun of him. We're like, that's your best friend, Alexaki. He didn't even drink with you. We drank with you, right? And then he gets pressured. He chugs his. He pours out another glass for us. Now the bottle's done, right? And we have our second glass and we all just look at each other and we just chug the second glass too. And we just dummied this beautiful bottle in like 35 seconds.
Dude, you have an amazing memory, especially when we're fucked
I don't
up.
get that.
Like,
I don't get drunk. I just like go out and drink with you guys.
That's the
You guys get
ancient
I
drunk.
wouldn't have
bro.
remembered that. Like I remember it, but I
ancient
wouldn't
tortoise.
have remembered it. Like, good for you, man.
Ancient
We were fucked
tortoise,
up
baby.
that
Let's
day.
go.
Yeah, it's insane how much like you can function and remember shit, and based on like how much, at least the perception, unless you're like throwing over your shoulder not drinking, but like you can drink.
This goes back to what I was saying about why I'm an ancient tortoise. People like get upset that I'm not human, man. I like things that should affect me don't affect me. My friends are always like, they should like, science should test your liver tissue, like, and he thinks I have like special weed that I keep that gives me like no hangovers and abs, but he's not convinced.
Psycho powers.
Sexual powers.
Sexual powers.
Let's not talk about
Can
those.
I get some of that weed?
I thought you were a dolphin, man. You're good.
Yeah, I guess you can't smoke underwater.
We're Elefonisos.
Mediterranean drinks.
No,
Elefonisos,
Elefonisos. We're
yeah.
the
Sorry.
beaches.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See this-
No, hold on. It's me. I'm talking.
Go.
So
Bro, shut up. I don't care if it's your podcast.
So-
I'm talking.
we drink this wine and then we go on his patio and it's like a like I need to explain this to you. This guy overlooks all of the castle, right? From above. His backyard is the mountain. That is the island that they're on. It's like a wall. It's
Like the
beautiful.
mountain, Monemvasia.
Yeah,
mountain.
he's
Yeah.
at the top of the town. So his view is like all
Okay,
of the
so
town.
compared to Georgia's wedding spot.
George's
No.
wedding spot is at the
Like
bottom.
the base, it was at the base of the
Remember
mountain.
the
Yeah.
church? Remember the church?
Yeah, but the church.
So the
usually
church has
go
a
up.
bell tower next to it. If you look like up the bell
That's
tower,
where my hotel was. I was next to the bell
The
tower. He
top
was
house you can
way
see,
up.
the last
No.
house back up against the wall,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know how...
So
Because,
before you get to the hiking part,
It's like
Exactly.
this.
Yes, exactly.
This is a mountain wall that you can just touch like this in his backyard, and it goes all the way up, and you're just looking at it, and
you
it's in his
went- you went
backyard.
with his mom up to the mountain.
Yeah, I
And
hiked.
yeah, so what you're standing on at the very top, he's just underneath it at the
you
at
could
the
throw
highest
pebbles
house.
off of like the top there and it would hit his balcony.
His neighbor is the owner of
I have done
Lacoste.
that.
Aw, this dude's got the house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he has 3 of them, and his neighbor's Lacoste. So it's like to give you an idea of like how nice these homes are, right?
Like Lacoste.
Lacoste,
Okay.
yeah. And we're on his patio, and it's like this massive stone region,
I need some golf
and
shoes.
we're overlooking the ocean, and we're like facing Africa, and we're sitting there drinking all night.
So
With
you're
these,
saying we're facing Africa, like you can see.
you
it from
can't
there.
see it unless the conditions are
on,
perfect.
perfect and
Yeah.
exactly.
Because it's so far.
Wait, you can see it when the.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
the
on
conditions
a
are
clear day, you
perfect.
can see Africa.
You
yeah.
can see
You've
like
seen Africa from
I've
Monemvasia.
seen Africa, yeah.
You can.
Yeah, man, it's
When
crazy.
when you're in Spain, if you look
Big
south, you
Africa
can see-
guy right here.
If you're in Spain, when I was in Granada, like one of them, you can see across the ocean. Like,
Plus,
it's-
Really?
plus dolphin eyesight's nuts.
Dude, dude, when it rains hard in Greece, man, I remember living there. When it rains hard, like super hard in Greece, like you wake up the next day and like your car is covered in fucking like red sand because like all the sands
Yeah.
come up from Africa.
Yeah.
And they travel over to Greece and like they come through the showers.
Yeah, man.
It's close.
Tell us your story. Finish your story.
So anyways, we're out on his patio having a great time, and we decide after several hours of drinking that we're just gonna wait for the sunrise because it's so beautiful. We're just gonna stay up.
Yeah.
But we were leaving for Elefoniso in the morning we had to get on a ferry. So our ferry was at like 9 a.m.
Something like that.
and the sunrise was like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
6:37, something like that.
Like
So we stayed up to watch it and on his patio.
Laughing with
But then I don't know if you know, but in Greece, like the way that the doors are set
Well, I
up, there's no
remember,
door
like-
handles. There's just a keyhole with a key. So if the door closes, it's locked and you can't get in or out. Even if you're inside the house, you can't get out if you don't have a key. Like they leave keys in the door. It's actually like the biggest fire hazard. I don't get it.
Where? My house?
In Greece,
double
everywhere.
double lock
You have like a
doors.
key in the door and there's
Yeah.
no door handle everywhere in Greece, and you need the key to open the door.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the home.
Or if you have a key on the other side and it's all the way in, you
Yeah.
can't go the other way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't get how they live that way. But anyways, so we're on his patio. The wind goes, bam, the door closes. We're locked out
Oh fuck yeah.
on the patio,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And it's me, Paul, Dimitri, and Alexaki. And
I
we're.
wish we could share. Sorry to cut you off. I wish we could share like live video while you're telling this
I
story.
can send it to them and maybe they can put it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I have the
That'd be cool, 'cause
footage.
we have
I'm a
video
big
of
footage
this
guy,
shit.
which got me in
Yes, I
trouble in
have.
Cabo. I got banned from Instagram stories for 2 days in Cabo.
Well, tell us story after. Continue this. Or we get sidetracked.
We got the cob ones can go for a long time.
Yeah, that's what. Let's stick to
So
this one.
basically, long story short, we had to
Oh,
break
long
we
story's
had
long
to
story.
break a window to get into his house, and Alexaki threw Paul through the window to get into the house so he could open the door for us. And then we went home, and the funny thing was we were staying together in a hotel next to that church. And the funny thing was he's a psychopath. So when we got home, I drank a bottle of water out of the fridge. He grabbed the bottle of vodka and started drinking it. At like 7:30 in the morning, we're leaving at 9 a.m. I wait to be on the ferry at 9. He starts drinking out of the bottle. He drinks with his right hand because he's not the smartest at 7 a.m.
No.
I buffalo him, right? I don't make him do it, but I took a photo of the bottle because he owes me that much liquor still. I'm not going to forget. And because he was so drunk, I was like, you don't have to do it right now, but you're going to do it, right? So he picks us up in the morning and we start driving to this ridiculous route to go to,
Beautiful though.
to go to-
the funny show.
me and him
Not
didn't
feeling
sleep
it.
that
Not-
night.
not-
We
not
slept for
close by,
it's like a 4-minute ferry ride, and we slept for 4 minutes inside. You weren't allowed inside because of COVID, but we were passed out on a couch inside for 4 minutes, and like they parked the boat, or whatever, they docked the boat or whatever it's called, and they were like, everyone get off, like we're at the beach, and they had to like come in and like wake us up and kick us out because we were out cold. We needed some sleep.
Yeah.
We get to the beach, everyone's knocked out on the beach. I never made it to the sand because there was this beautiful like beach club thing going on
The
with
one
like
at Asimos.
there's like camping here, and then there's like this building
Yeah.
that has like food and drinks, and then there's the beach. They all go to the beach, and I just didn't make it. I just stayed there and started drinking with like the people that were there. I met some friends. I ordered some breakfast, and then it was so busy that I never got my breakfast. It was like I waited 45 minutes, and then finally his brother-in-law came, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I've just been here hanging out." So he brings me to the beach. Everyone's asleep. I start bringing everyone drinks, trying to wake them up, and it was just like I'm shocked that we got there, and he drove there, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's like fucking Mario Kart shit.
It's like
I
you're doing
remember
this,
that drive.
Yeah.
and he's,
We stopped drinking at like 7:30.
there wasn't
and,
enough
like, we're on the
time.
road at, like, 8:30.
There wasn't enough time over the night for him to be sober. He was still,
Sorry,
he
Mom.
wasn't hungover. He was drunk still. You know what I mean? Sorry, Mom. But in Greece, there's no rules, so it's
No,
This
whatever.
is the Wild West.
Yeah.
It is.
No.
I,
All right, now you say something.
no,
All
I
right,
was just
you
saying
go.
one random story about Greece. So when we were there in Athens last time for I think it was Georgia or Yanni's wedding.
Yanni's
one of
wedding
the
was
Yanni's.
Athens.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the soccer game with Dimitri,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Olympiacos game.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
And I see, as the game started, they have a big fence around the stadium, right? And I see all these kids like throwing bags over the fence. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Why are they throwing bags over? Well, that's fucking odd, but whatever. Like, and you see kids climbing over the fence and whatever. So we get there, we're sitting down. I'm like, Dim, let's go get a drink. He's like, oh, bro, there's no drinks here. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the only way to get drinks is you gotta throw it over. I was like, actually, like, that's it? Like, that's what these kids are throwing over? Yeah. Throw over a little bag with like 6 beers in it, put it in a bag, slingshot it over.
Beers,
like,
flares, fucking like
Everything.
Yeah, whatever you need to get in.
dynamite, like yeah,
Dynamite.
yeah. No, it's fucked
That's
up,
like
man.
Camp Nou in Barcelona. Can't get booze.
yeah.
I was there
Yeah,
with Kia.
I remember you told me this story.
Yeah, we got there tipsy, and then we sit down. We're like, all right, like, can we get drinks? They're like, you get Coca-Cola. And yeah,
Which is
can't
funny
drink.
because like in Greece you could send a 5-year-old to buy you fucking booze if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
You got a
know what I
5-year-old to
mean?
buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
But
My
it's just
uncle,
the
first
games
time
get too rowdy.
Yeah.
They're like
We're hooligans.
the Pauk fans, like from Thessaloniki, like I'm a Pauk fan. Let's go. They like half the games you can't start because they burn the stadium down during like the anthem. They just get so fired up, they just start lighting shit on fire.
Dude, there's some crazy shit in Greece.
And then they cancel the game, and they're like, "All right, everyone, come back next week. We'll try again." Like,
You know Rick Pitino, the old he was a famous basketball coach, coached Louisville, right?
Yeah.
And then he went, so he got canned from the NCAA from Louisville, and then he went to coach Panathinaikos, which is a pretty, I think they're probably one of the better basketball teams.
They're
in
like
Greece.
up there with Real Madrid and Barcelona in terms of European standings. Yeah.
Really good basketball
Really
team.
good,
Yeah. I think there's a video of a stadium with like indoor stadium, picture Scotiabank Arena, full of red flares.
Dude, it's fucked
That
up.
you can't even see.
No comparison, man.
It's absurd. Dude. And he said, I think he said a quote, and maybe we don't fact check it or not. Daniel's kind of distracted. He said something like, I've never seen this, and I was like, didn't know if I should be scared for my life or like fired up. Something to that degree.
It is actually crazy. Even I went to watch the Manchester U game versus Crystal Palace in Manchester.
Cool. That's big.
So me and my brother were traveling Europe, just like 2012, 2013. So we're in England. We said, hey, we're doing Manchester. We have to do this game. Like we've never seen a European soccer game at that time. So we got to Manchester to get ready for this game. We're staying about 30 minutes out. We're like, hey, what time should we get there? Like, oh, you should be there for 7. We're like, the game's at 2. Why would we go at 7? He's like, oh, like that's what time like the tailgating starts. We're like, shit, okay, cool. They don't call it tailgating. They call it whatever, right? Me and my brother got to the bar at 7 a.m. Game's at 2. There was a 30-minute lineup to get to the bar.
Yeah.
To get into the bar at 7 a.m.
That's fucking crazy.
We haven't even had breakfast yet. It was like dark when we were like leaving our hotel.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We get in there. There's people on top of the bars chanting at 7 a.m. I'm like, this is like
Match
St.
day,
Paddy's
man.
Day.
Match day's
St. Paddy's Day,
beautiful.
but they do
European
this every day.
sports with North America is completely different.
It
man.
is
completely different.
Here
man.
it's
like the only thing that's like the closest thing you have is like kind of college football. You know, like college football does get kind of rowdy and like they have like the tailgates and blah 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 every week. But even then, there's no comparison.
But it's just the organization behind European sports, like even like the chanting. You know, like like you know, you go to Raptors game, it's like okay, the one thing they'll say in unison is like defense, but like there it's like dude, like full songs about like how I fucked your mother and like your dad is like
It's true.
like,
Yeah.
dude, like it's like everybody in the stadium.
And it's like names about the players too. It's like how do they come
yeah,
up with
it's
so many
like
songs?
everybody's
Like, do they have,
memorized like 3-minute long songs about like you know all that shit.
like
So-
Totti's the greatest Roman soccer player. Or
But it's
something,
great in a sense, like as long as there's no violence, like I'm for it because like it's a release for people, man. Like people live stressful lives, but like it's a release, man. People could go to the stadium on Sunday, they get a fucked up week, and they'll go to like a fucking game on Sunday and like just let it all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just get back to regular lives. Like
I remember reading something about like they did a study and like your testosterone level spikes like crazy if you go to a soccer game in Europe.
yeah,
Something about
Danielle.
something about that.
On
Danielle's got the
I'm actually
glasses
curious.
on.
That's
Just because
crazy.
it's so rowdy and it's like all this like camaraderie and you're all like chanting and you're jumping, like it's 90 minutes of you singing. They're singing for 90 minutes. Like if you listen to the crowd, like if it's a big
I don't know how
game,
they have
you
voice
can't even hear the announcers on the mic. They're like they're shouting at the microphone
Well,
because the crowd is going nuts.
Even all the clubs and
90
stuff
minutes
like
straight.
so you have your team, but then each section has their own like supporter club.
yeah, the gates,
Yeah.
the gates,
Yeah, and they have like their own like little gangs almost.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
hear
yeah.
British soccer,
Yeah.
they actually have like gangs. Where it's like you can both be supporters of this team, but that's your rival
Yeah.
gang, even
Yeah.
though you're on the same team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
It's,
Yeah.
it's
You don't cross
divided.
this path. You don't cross that gate.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You guys are all
It's
cheering for the
dangerous.
same
You
thing.
can't wear a certain jersey. Like he was telling me in Greece, he was like, we went to the Olympiacos store and I was like making fun of them and saying Pauk's the best. And he's like, dude, you can't like stop. He's like, you can't say that here. He was getting so sketched out. And I was like playing into it because but he was right. He's serious, right?
Dude,
It's
I've
real.
almost got
Tell
fucked
us
up
a
like
story.
several times, man.
Wasn't it you two when you were living in Athens? You went to a game, or no? You and Spiro?
And Spiro was there, yeah. My
Tell-
brother, Spiro, and I, and another friend of mine, his name is Fodas, and his dad, we were going to, it was Olympiacos versus AEK, which is another big team in Athens. AEK was-
Athens has 2 teams.
Athens has 3 like main teams. It's Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, which is like our biggest rival, and then AEK, which is like also a very big rival, but not as big as Panathinaikos. Yeah. And AEK at that point, this was the second last game of the season. AEK was up by 3 points, right, which is how much a win gets you in soccer. And we were playing in our stadium, and we had to win that game in order to tie them, but go ahead on head-to-head and win the championship. And I was 13 at this time. We were living in Athens, and we went with again, Costa, Spiro, my friend Foda, and his dad. And his dad was like the guy in charge. He's like, you know what? Let's not drive to the stadium. Why don't we just like park at a train station and take the train up? Little did we know, though, that they had split up the way the fans were going to get into the stadium. Like they do that, and we didn't know about it. Like some fans go with a bus, some fans go with a train. We ended up going on the train, and we're on the train, and we're all wearing our Olympiacos jerseys, but like we have like a sweater on top, and you could like faintly see like what we were wearing. And as we're approaching the area, we're actually passing through the area where like the opposing team's fans lived. And I remember pulling up to the fucking subway station, the metro station. It was like an outdoor train. Fucking, there was like just thousands of like yellow and black. That was the team. Their colors, like waiting to get in the fucking train, and they got in the train.
Louder.
He's scared.
They're
man.
waiting. Yeah, I'm scared.
For a fact. For a fact.
I was gonna say, I'm scared here.
You know,
I know this story was like 30 years ago, and I'm still scared.
you know what this reminds me of?
13, 14.
You know, in The Office where he does those. He's talking to Daryl, like
Yo, and then
Steve
lean
Carell,
back?
and he's like doing his 10 tactics on like.
Oh,
how to,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
And his one is like talking really quiet. And
What?
Oh man.
I am refusing to speak first.
Yeah, exactly. I'm big lying. Yeah, exactly.
So good.
So we're pulling up through this. The train station was called Perissos, and that's like the area where AEK fans live and where their old stadium was, or the new one's going to be anyway. And I just remember pulling up, and there's like thousands of guys wearing black and yellow jerseys, waiting to get into the train. And they do get into the train, and they're fucking singing like, "We're gonna fuck them, we're gonna fuck their mothers," you know, all this shit, like typical Greek chant shit. And like at this point, like we're just like fucking holy shit, like we're gonna die, you know, like we're looking out the window, like it's fucked up. Anyway, one guy turns around, he's like, "Hey, why aren't you guys singing?" He's like, "You guys are Olympiacos fans, aren't you?" And like nobody said anything. We're like, "Fuck!" Like they caught us. Like we're dead. You know, our friend's dad is like, "Hey, leave the kids alone. Like they're from America," which was terrible because like America at that point was bombing Iraq, and like all the Greeks hated fucking the Americans then because like they're just like kind of anti-American. So like, fuck, now we're even more dead. Might as well say we're fucking Turkish. You know what I mean? Yeah. But because we were young enough, one guy's like, "Listen, get off at the next stop. If you don't, we don't guarantee you a stop further." So sure enough, we did. Like God was on our side that day. The next train had no fans in it, no public people. It was only like crowd control that was going for the game. And like we got on the train with them, and we walked with them, and they actually kind of escorted us to the other side of the stadium. Like we that's just one story about how we kind of got away with it. But
You guys came in on the wrong side of the stadium too?
we came in the wrong side of the stadium, man. I
Double
blame.
whammy.
I love you, Falda. If you ever see this, like you probably will never fucking see this, but like your dad fucked us that day.
I love you. Fuck.
Really sure, yeah. He's like, "Oh, we'll take the train. I was gonna be scenic." He's like, "No, you fucked us, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you fucked us."
My cousin lives in Italy, right? So they have the Derby, Lazio, and Rome. And he would tell me that there's guys that after the game, they'll drive through the opposing section on their scooters and little mopeds. They'll put a little pocket knife attached to their hip, and they'll just cut everybody down
It's
the
fucked
drive.
up, man.
Like,
fucked
it's
up.
fucked.
Yeah. The PAOK fans, they're known for wearing steel-toed boots and going to the stadium and chipping away at the stairs in order to like create rocks in order to throw at fucking like
Shut
players. Like
Folks,
These are your
fans.
people?
Yeah, they're nuts.
PAOK
man.
is probably the most
Makes
fucked up in
sense.
Greece.
They
They're
party
all
the most.
fucked up.
Their fans
Yeah.
are nuts.
Bro, just a bunch of ancient turtles, eh? Fuck
Yeah,
them.
a
they're
bunch of
fucked up.
tortoises.
They're
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah, they're fucked up, man. Anyway, listen, I don't like violence. Like it's actually sets football back.
Of course.
But like passion, like learn to use passion without
Yeah, direct
violence,
it, but
you know? Yeah.
the channeling it wrong. It's just it's
Yeah,
it's
but
tough.
these
though.
are people that don't have a life. Like I'm sorry, like we're all blessed. Like we have like something to live for. Like a lot of these people, unfortunately, like this is their life. Like they have
Yeah.
nothing else outside of this. So like
You live in a
they're
small
fanatics.
town
They're
outside
fanatics.
outside of Thessaloniki. Like you wake up every day to watch them. That's all you do. You go to the cafes, you talk
Exactly.
about it.
Yeah.
The people in your village, the same 500 people you grew up with your whole
Yeah.
life, they talk about the same thing all day, every day. It never changes.
It's like fuck you. It's like dude, like the person across from me, like you're a Panathinaikos fan or a PAOK fan. Like dude, I'm an Olympiacos fan. Like I understand how you feel. Like but there's no need to fucking kill each other. You know, and
Yeah.
people do die. People do die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked.
Stuff. If you could play for any soccer team in the world, if you were to get drafted to play for a team,
Wow.
what team you playing
Okay,
for?
so my
Wait,
team.
you don't get drafted.
All right, sign.
Well, he's saying if you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. You get some.
You looking at me, but you're pointing at him.
tighten the
Okay.
back part.
I don't know how to do this, bro.
That part.
I'm-
that little
Vassos,
thing on the
yeah,
side.
he can do it.
Tighten
If I get okay, so my team's Juventus. I'm a Juve fan.
Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
rare.
Because
I'm a Juve fan.
ooh, let's go.
Yeah, Del Piero, Buffon.
Yeah, man. Gigi's
better.
my guy.
I got a story for you guys
love
after.
Okay, sick. So
This is a good
I would
story, too.
probably pick Juve, but truthfully, like if I got to pick wherever I could play, wherever Messi is, man. I would love.
Oh,
to
here we
share-
go.
I would love to share a field with the god that is Messi.
Ronaldo's better.
I disagree entirely.
I'm just kidding. I actually,
fuck, are we gonna do this?
I don't
right
even
now?
have an opinion.
No.
Yo, remember how I said I'm an instigator?
Yeah,
I don't even have. Hold on. You know how I said I'm an instigator? I don't even have an opinion, but I'm like, oh, these guys are going at it. Let me weigh in.
Yeah,
In the group chat.
George won't even have facts. He's like, oh,
no,
is
no.
he?
I just think.
Oh, why don't you Google this?
No.
And let me know about
Guys,
I
can I
did confirmation myself.
can
I
I
literally looked up
smoke in
Ronaldo
here?
stats and Messi stats, and I'm like, Ronaldo seems better. This is what I think. And I started just throwing random stats in to stoke the flames.
I just landed in Cabo and you guys were blowing up the soccer group chat about Ronaldo versus Messi, the whole argument, and I was just sitting there like, I want to get involved, but then I look up and I had like the beach and all this, and I was like, I'm not touching this conversation, but I wanted to give my 2 cents so bad.
Because once you get in, you can't pull up.
Oh, I think I did actually. At the very end, I waited for it to like die, and I just said, look, they're both amazing. Messi's better because if they played 1-on-1, Ronaldo stands no chance. Ronaldo's not gonna out dribble Messi.
Dude, look, this is the way I look at it. Are we gonna get into this or what?
We have to.
I'm
wait,
Olympiacos. Go ahead.
I want to add a story about Juventus.
go.
a random story.
Go.
Tell us.
It's not random. It's very on
I've
point.
played soccer with Del Piero.
Well, that's so fucking badass. I knew that.
Wow.
That is so fucking badass, man.
Not that didn't even know it was him.
Tell the whole story.
Didn't even know.
I'm
it
gonna
was
get
him.
the whole. I knew, but like, so I got.
He's like, this
I'll
guy's
fast
kind of
forward.
good. It's weird.
I'll
You know,
fast
kinda
forward.
handsome.
I
So sick.
When I was doing my trip around the world, I met through connections that I made along the way. I ended up getting invited to a Holi party in India. You know, Holi in March is their. I don't know if it's their New Year's, but it's their biggest holiday. It's like one of years for us.
Okay.
Holi is in it kicks off spring, the harvest season, I guess, in India. It's the biggest party through colors and all this stuff. So through friends of friends, I got connected with this family in Jaipur, India, who are well-to-do. They're got invited to these events. Had to go get like custom suits made in India, all this stuff because like formal. There's all the invites. Turns out it was a royal family of Jaipur. So like it was like the Maharaja. So I won't talk about that event, but when I was there, I met this group of Italians, and I guess the royal family like did work in Italy and all this, so they have family like Bologna and all these things. So they're connected with a bunch of Italians. So there was Italian soccer players there, some Olympians, people in the business world. There was this one guy I met, Davide, and I didn't know what he did. Nice guy though. So we just keep in touch. He's like, if you're going to Italy this summer, let me know. I'll show you around. I think he's from Milan, maybe. Fast forward a few months, I was going to Japan to meet like Ricky and our parents coming out for my birthday, and I get a message before I'm flying there, before my parents are coming, and it's David. He's like, I'm doing my birthday in London, May 12th. You got to be there. I'm like, dude, I'm on the other side of the world. He goes, look, trust me, you have to be there. Like it's gonna be it's crazy. Can you make it? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, either change your flight or I'll book it for you. You can decide. I'm like, all right, fuck. So I'll change my flight. I'm like, what do I need? Like, do I bring anything? He goes, just bring a pair of soccer shoes. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So I call my mom.
Dream text.
I
Book a flight, bring soccer shoes.
have I ever told you this story?
Vassos
Okay.
dick's instantly hard.
I'll tell you a story after this. Go
Go-
ahead.
have I
Dick
never
hard.
told
Oh,
you
I'll
this
tell
It
you
has,
the
to,
story
it
after
has
this.
to do with dicks, not soccer shoes. Yeah.
I call my mom. I was like, can you grab my soccer shoes, my cleats that I have, whatever. She brings them in a bag on my shin pads, I guess.
I'd be embarrassed.
George
To play soccer.
Hold on. So he goes, show up at this address. He sends me the address, and I flew to London. I was there a couple days early. Sends me the address, and I type it in, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. It's near Stamford Bridge. I was like, what the whatever.
Near Stamford Bridge.
It's like next shop at Stamford Bridge. I take the tube over. I get there.
Which is where Chelsea plays, by the way, for
Yes.
you guys that don't know.
Yeah.
I like that, Dimitri.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Got it. Abramovich, oligarch, fucking Putin, fucking.
Yeah. I spit on his thing when I was there. I don't know. So anyways,
just wants to argue.
I got to the stadium and like it's closed. I'm like, what is it a joke? Did I get pranked? I start walking around the stadium and a security guard comes up and says, you here for Davide's birthday? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this way. I was like, oh, sick. So I start walking around. The back like loading dock doors open.
You're playing on the stadium, aren't you?
Yeah, and people are there. And I walk up, they're like, name, like, George, like, oh, here's your kit. I'm like, what? Umbro kits. He made 4 teams. So I got full Umbro kit, socks, everything.
still have
Vassos
it?
dick's slowly getting so hard.
Yeah, I
right
have it in Greece, I think. So I go in. They're like, "You're in this change room." I was in like not the Chelsea one, the away teams or whatever. I'm changing. I'm like, I'm by myself. I'm a little bit late, I guess. And then I just walk out and I hear music blasting. And I
Was
walk
it a Champions League theme song? Theme song?
No, it was like a DJ playing or something. And I walk, and it's raining a little bit too. Peak London conditions. Nice May weather. I walk out of the tunnel and I'm like on the field. So
Did you have your flow at this point? I can't remember.
yeah. I have a video.
Oh,
of me.
so
I
you
have
look
a- I have
good.
a-
Yeah,
I
you
have
look
an
good.
Instagram story. My story was legendary from that night. So
You look good that
I
day.
didn't know you then.
I don't know.
didn't
I'll
see
show it to you after.
Please show me.
I walk out.
Stop the story. Show me right now.
I walk
Pause
out
the
onto the
podcast.
pitch. The teams are made up. I go on, whatever. And I'm playing on point, whatever. I actually had a crack on goal, too. I was playing striker. And I go save it though. I actually had a decent shot as a
My
picture.
man had one chance
No.
in 4 games.
No, I played like it was like there was the main event and there was like because there was like good players and good Italian guys and I would have got absolutely dusted. Like Vassos would have been able to keep up, but like they were good. Anyways, at one point I'm on the field on the sideline and I'm looking over and I was like, look, reading the last names are all Italian. I was like Del Piero. I was like, wow, is that guy's Nick? He's like he's related to Del Piero. It's so weird. I didn't think anything of it.
Related to Del Piero.
I didn't think anything of it. That night, after I'm done playing,
shit, man.
my team, I think my team, we tied or whatever. But anyways, done playing, we hang out, and then he booked a venue near Buckingham Palace. So that night I go there, and I'm walking in with some of my friends, and I go up the stairs to the open bar. I turn over, I'm like, Alessandro? He's like, ciao.
Oh, Alessandro.
And I was like, nice to meet you. Pleasure. And then in my head, I'm like, wait. I was like, help. I asked my buddy, I was like, was he playing today? He's like, yeah, you're on the field with him. I was like, what?
That's fucking crazy.
Bro, I didn't even pay attention. I guess he was on the other end of the field. He wasn't trying. He was like,
George's like, hey, my chance is almost coming to the test. Gotta focus. Can't think about it.
he was like dishing passes, like, not, I'm sure it would have fucking ran. But yeah, and then had some drinks with Del Piero, and I have a
Guy's
picture
a
with
legend,
him.
man.
That's
Really nice guy.
amazing.
Very, very nice guy.
Guy's
I mean,
a legend, bro.
very
Class,
nice guy.
class, class.
Yeah,
That's my story.
a class guy right there.
That's my story.
Don't
I
know him,
played
but-
soccer.
Yeah,
Class guy.
class.
Yeah. So I've actually, that's my,
That's pretty fucking cool, man.
I'll show the picture after.
Yeah, please.
It was fun. That was a wild. But shout out to David. He's never listened to this either. But I guess I found out through
Send
it,
this to him.
through I guess once I got there and realized that he was playing. I'm pretty sure his family is in either player management or like business management for Italian soccer players.
Amazing.
So he's like all over the world.
I mean, Del Piero's obviously amazing, but I think if I were to play with any Italian, I mean, Gigi's up there, Buffon, but like fucking Francesco Totti is fucking badass too,
He
bro.
is.
The guy's he's a legend, man.
He is.
Stayed
He's
with one club his
amazing.
whole
But
life.
Gigi's my boy, so
Yeah.
I would love to take free kicks on Gigi Buffon.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Tell
I
us-
respect
Maldini
him.
too, though.
Who?
Maldini.
So many good ones,
Maldini,
man.
Nesta, like
Carnevale.
I love
Carvalho?
Chiellini. Like I have
Cannavaro?
a soft spot for
Cannavaro?
Chiellini's. My boy.
Chiellini's
Chiellini's my
fucking-
guy.
You
Like, I
guys,
love him.
you guys are you're talking about Italians. We're not completely gonna ignore the fact that we had a Greek version of George Clooney playing in net for us to win the
Fucking
Euro.
Adonis Nicopoulos, that guy. I messaged him actually yesterday on Instagram.
My
What?
buddy.
Yeah, I messaged him yesterday. He didn't respond to me, but he's in New York. He's in New
in New
York
York.
for
My buddy
for-
just took a photo with him yesterday.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Karagunis, that also played for Inter Milan, great player.
Met Karagunis at Scotiabank Arena.
Did you?
He comes to my Horio in Greece.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I saw him
for-
at the beach a couple times. in
Yeah,
Athens.
yeah, dude. You always see celebrities in Athens because I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's a tight community, right?
No,
No.
but he's Kubaros Nyatioti, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But they're there for the premiere.
They're there for what?
They're in New York for the premiere of that Otto Rehagel movie King Otto.
That
we
we
were
were supposed
talking
to go see
about
today
the one that you're supposed to see today
at 4 o'clock.
What
o'clock,
happened?
time is- But no, it's I mean, nothing special. I just he posted shit. I was like, yo, bro, come to Toronto, And then I opened the messages. I was like, oh, I've sent him previous messages. And he hasn't opened them.
Hey, wait, I gotta ask one thing. I want a story from Dimitri, and this is my favorite story.
Yes.
Can you tell the Tolaki story?
Oh.
And explain it all for the people. 'Cause it's objectively funny.
Man,
And because
Okay.
even an English person would understand the joke and the pun.
So there's a fucking. I don't think she's still on this thing, but there was a morning program called. It's like breakfast television in Greece. Called. It was called Happy Days. Happy Days.
Good song.
Yeah, and they had a
Happy,
own
happy,
song.
happy, happy,
The
happy.
chick that would do the weather, she was fucking so cute. Like she wasn't like super sexy. She was just such a cute, wholesome chick.
Girl next door look.
Yeah, girl next door look, and like the song would come on like during the weather, and it was like happy day, and she would just dance around and twirl around, and she was fucking beautiful. And like sometimes she wore these little mini skirts.
There it is.
I
Tell us
respect
more.
women.
She sounds great.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
Vassos
beautiful.
is like Del Piero. Soccer.
Her name is Eleni Tsolaiki. Okay, Eleni Tsolaiki.
Last name is Tsolaki.
Yeah, her last name is Tsolaiki, and I mean, I would just always message her on Instagram. I don't know exactly what story you want me to tell, but
No,
like,
you know what I'm talking about.
I would always message her on Instagram. I'd be like, Eleni, I would be so lucky to meet you one day. So lucky to meet you. So like, and then on my birthday one day, I took a picture with Mark, your brother-in-law, and Ileana. And like we tagged her underneath the picture. I was like, "Hey, Eleni, like I would be so lucky to meet you one day." And like she responded, she's like, "Hey, happy day" or whatever. Like, yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
I don't know why. I guess no one found it as funny as I
Yeah.
did, but that pun I think is
Greek
hilarious.
puns, yeah.
'cause
Yeah, it is
no one
good.
would think of that but Dimitri.
Yeah, he's classic with that
The
stuff.
puns are
Yeah, full.
immaculate.
His dad mode is on always.
Eh?
Your dad mode is always on.
Yeah, dad mode, dad bod, dad everything.
Yeah, hey, yeah, that for a while.
Oh yeah, born and
Poor
raised.
dad
Born
bod.
and raised.
You actually, yeah, you're.
What?
I don't know what I said. My brain just went. What story are you gonna tell? When I was telling you Del Pierre story, you talked about getting a bone or something.
Oh, you were talking about getting on a flight to go play soccer. And
Oh, yeah.
I met a lot of Dimitri's friends this past summer in Greece because I went to Monemvasia, where a lot of his like childhood friends and stuff are from, and everyone was there. A lot of his friends. So I hit it off with a couple of them, Alexaki being one of them. I also hit it off with this other guy. His name was Peter Scrivano. Really cool dude.
You met Peter. We played volleyball with him when you came. Tall guy from Boston, Dunkin' Donuts.
Volleyball with you?
Yeah, dude. We played volleyball at the beach in Plitra. We had like a big volleyball game.
I do remember
Yeah,
this.
man. Yeah. I don't know if you ever remember my friend
crazy
Peter.
deep
He was at George's wedding. Tall guy, super
Deep
voice like this, baby. But he's got like a mix of a bot. He's like, dude, girls have stopped this guy on the street, and I've been in front because of his voice, because he's got a sexy ass. Like
He's objectively like manly.
he's got a mix of a Bostonian
His
accent,
voice is Barry White.
Yeah.
Bostonian accent, Greek accent, and London, like England accent, like
It's
all mixed in one
bizarre.
with a fucking Greek Barry White fucking voice. Anyway, we're in it.
Disney asked him
Yeah, so
Skrivanos. Shout out.
while we were there, we hit it off one day at the beach and we were just chatting, and I was telling him I play soccer, and he's like, "Oh, I play too, this and that," and he knew that I really wanted to play, and this is coming off of like 2 years in COVID with us, right? So I hadn't played soccer in 2 years. It was like the craziest, as I'm sure everybody else doing all the things that they do, they weren't doing them. So I was like, yeah, this is the longest time I haven't played. Like I miss it, this and that. And I was hoping while I was in Greece I could play. So anyways, like 3 weeks later, I'm in Thessaloniki, and he calls me and he's like, I'm in Athens, and like our league just started, and we have a game tomorrow or in 2 days. He's like, he's like, come.
Yeah.
So I booked a flight and I
Like,
flew
fun.
to Athens for like
Just
a
to play
day
soccer.
just to play in a game with a ref, like a real game. And I brought my soccer shoes, just like hoping that I'd play somewhere. And I brought my
You
soccer
flew
shoes.
to Thessaloniki to Athens and back in the day.
Yeah.
Legend.
It's fun, man. It's fun. Soccer's fun, but
Just
like
for a game.
Fucking,
Yo,
we were
actually,
getting
I
a-
respect that though.
I love ball, man. Like it's my favorite
Well,
thing.
we were literally talking about this with concerts, right? Like, I love concerts. So you're like, George, like you would fly somewhere to like Red Rocks, for example. That was the place I want to go. So like, you would fly to Red Rocks for a day just to see a concert. I'm like, yeah, I think I would.
Sick.
And it's like same thing. You're dying to fucking play.
Dying,
You flew
yeah,
just
dying.
for one day
Yeah.
to play rec soccer.
Yeah.
I actually
Not even like a league or like,
No, it was a league. It was a
like,
league
yeah,
game with
not
a
like
ref.
real
But
league,
yeah, nothing
right? Like,
serious. Yeah.
It's like men's league soccer. we're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
I actually did that. I actually went to go meet Scrivano, my brother, and I. He calls us. It was like Tuesday. It was like 2:00 on like a weekday. He's like, "Yo, bro." He's like, "You guys want to come watch a Raptors game today in Boston?" He's like, "TD gave us
I
tickets,
remember that,
right?"
yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, sure." So like literally an hour later, we're at Porter, fly down to Boston, watch the game, come back the next morning.
Yeah,
Like,
sick. I
it's
love
cool
that.
shit.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
you. Like,
yeah.
I think that's because now traveling again. Most people probably listen to our podcast or whatever knows that we're all about points and stuff. So like, flights now are the easiest things to do. Like you can book a flight. Okay, not the easiest things to do, obviously, but like those Boston, New York, Chicago, maybe even Washington, Philly, those areas, you can fly for next to nothing. Like 25,000 points gets you to
15,000 round trips to New York and Boston.
yeah, exactly
Aeroplane.
15,000 round trip. to New York.
Avion.
I have
Yeah,
no idea about points or any
Oh,
of that.
buddy, let me teach you a thing
Yeah,
or two
that's
here.
this is a separate episode. This is a separate. But yeah,
You
the-
need. I'll tell
Like
you.
I pay
after,
for
I'll
stuff.
tell
Like I'm dumb. I pay for stuff.
you. No, use credit card. Get something that accumulates either Aeroplan or American Express points. And that's it. You
Even
fly- you fly- you fly to
I don't
Greece
like
for
booking my
yourself.
own stuff. Like even for Cabo, I texted Mr. President, the Dimitri, and I said, "Prez, book my ticket. And I'll
Not
pay you."
Dimitri Kyriazakos, not me. Dimitri Kyriakakis,
Yeah,
another
his
guy.
twin.
Yeah,
Mr.
my
I told
twin.
Mr. President.
Whole other episode.
He booked he booked my ticket, and I just e-transferred him.
Don't do that. Not good.
Never.
I got you. I'll help you out.
Help me out.
It takes. I learned about it because I was traveling and then I got Ricky's brother into it, who is now like a wizard, knows everything
I
about
was in
it.
it before him, but then John
Well,
really
yes,
got
but he
in,
just
yeah.
like
George got me into collecting points, like Amex points, like proper points, because I used to do like the TD Visa ones, right, like the basic ones. George got me into Amex, and then John got in, and now my
I
brother's
put
like
this,
a fucking expert.
To put in perspective for you guys, last summer I went to Greece with Becca. We flew business class round trip. We stayed at Costa Navarino for 3 nights. Another hotel in Pyrgos, and then domes in Corfu for 4 nights, and didn't pay a dime for any of it.
Wow, how?
But like
Points.
you also
How,
mentioned that
though?
you pay with
You can pay
everything.
for a hotel with
like,
points.
Yep.
You use your credit card
Crazy.
though for like every purchase.
I don't
you
pay
can.
cash for anything. I mean, like lately I've been carrying a little bit, but I've carried
Like
cash.
debit. You don't use your debit
Never,
card.
Never.
You should never use your debit
Never.
card. As
Really,
a grown
eh?
up, you should never.
After you've told me that though,
Why
I
use
have
your
been using
money
my
when you
credit
can use
card more.
somebody else's?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why would you use your money to pay for something when you can use somebody else's?
I mean, it is
You
eventually
gotta
your
pay it
money.
in 30 days, though.
Yeah.
It's like-
But your
But
cash
the
flow,
point
you better-
factor is the thing for me, right?
So we'll keep it short 'cause to the previous
Yeah.
point. It's a long conversation, but basically, so in Canada, credit cards have and in North America, but Canada we'll talk about has credit card sign up bonuses. Amex are the best because you can get like the platinum card. Let's say you can get
Don't they have the
100,000.
highest like rates though in order to be a member?
No, you're with your income, you're fine. You just call them, sign up. You do
No,
it
he's
online.
talking about the fees if you don't pay the penalties and stuff. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, not the fees. I think just
Sign
like
up.
I mean, yeah, I guess fees.
You would be eligible
not
for
penalties, but like the annual fees or whatever.
No, everyone in this room would be eligible for like the best level of Amex, which is the platinum card, which is like the highest status card besides the Amex black card. But unless you're spending $1 million a year, you're not buying that card. It's pointless.
Nowhere near.
Fees vary between cards. Like you can get a TD card with a $120 fee. You can get the Amex with $500 fee, but you also get like lounge access when you travel. You get credits. You get checked bags free. You get a bunch of
gold
perks.
status on every hotel line.
Yeah.
See, I don't ever look into that shit.
So that's super valuable. So like Aeroplan now. Aeroplan is Air Canada. Air Canada.
Yeah,
bought
Air
Aeroplan.
Canada. Yeah.
So they merged. So you can sign up for an Aeroplan, let's say luxury card, we'll call it, one of the higher ends with either TD Bank, CIBC, or Amex. And the perks you get is equivalent to having the like entry level airline status. So you get free lounge access, free check bag, priority boarding, free like picking your seat,
Bonus points.
all that kind of stuff. And if you pay for your flight, you get multiples. There's a
Is
whole
it getting diluted though? The last time I went to the fucking business lounge in Athens.
Different airports
there was a lineup outside. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, this was the first time I ever saw it. There's a lineup outside, and I'm like, guys, what's going on here? They're like, oh, everybody's just waiting in line to get into the fucking business lounge.
It varies. It varies.
So, like, with all these credit cards, is it getting busier?
No. I've done.
Why are you guys laughing?
It was me.
No, he hit the mic. He's like, excuse me. Like anybody notice?
I was like, jeez, I thought I knocked it over. I got karate chopped today at soccer, and it was the craziest thing.
Who did
The
it? Who
wind
did it?
knocked
Yeah.
Zivko.
I thought he was paralyzed.
I went straight to the ground. Like if I was in a fist fight, and he did this to me, and he knocked the wind out of me. It was it was the craziest karate move. I need to learn it, but I don't think he knows how he did it. He hit me right here, and I went to the ground, like collapsed, and I couldn't breathe. I got winded, like I got smoked in the stomach, like winded,
Maybe
dude.
it's just the way you were breathing at the time.
Yeah, like a
you're-
bad bounce, like
Yeah.
unlucky.
I was like turning to like take the ball, and he like we ran it. I don't know. It was weird, but he literally just tapped me out like that.
We absolutely lit it up today.
How
We
much
did.
time
We
got left?
spanked them today. We spanked them today.
I'm not in a rush.
What
I'm
are we
chilling,
at?
but-
You got somewhere to be?
Nowhere to be. I'm having a
good?
good time. I'm just asking. I just had
Should
a
we
curiosity.
finally tell the Guinness story? Oh, sorry, to wrap credit cards. We'll talk about credit cards another time. But yeah, you guys, get credit cards.
Yeah.
Get credit
And
cards.
for anybody listening too, like this is, if you are an adult and you're still paying cash or with your debit card, you need to stop that. Go get a credit card.
Yeah.
Well, no, but in general, if you're gonna buy something,
Well, the problem is credit. You can't give like advice because if someone like it's
Yeah,
the
this is
point
not
of
a
credit,
financial advice.
Why the adage? Why the old like thought process of like having credit cards is bad is because credit cards is like you don't view it the same as cash. If you have a stack of cash in your pocket or a credit card, you can see the money depleting as you pay cash. You can't with a credit card, so naturally you have a different it's psychological a little bit different.
Yeah.
So people get slippery slopes, right?
It
But
is.
that adage of having like too many credit cards is bad for you. Like I'm saying this objective. My credit score is on the highest percentile, and I have like 10 credit cards.
yeah. So let me rephrase it. If
But I
you
don't
are
use
a-
them all. I don't use them all. I just like you get them because you get the bonuses, and then you just kind of leave them to
Yeah.
the side. And
and then you cancel them a year or two
Cancel them,
later.
yeah, exactly.
So if you are a responsible adult,
Do it.
don't use. Sorry, if you are financially responsible, don't use your debit card or cash.
Okay, that's a good point.
Use a credit card.
So what I've been doing recently, ever since we had this talk, is I've been using my credit card for purchases, but like immediately after, like if I don't know, use my credit card for some purchase, I'll immediately go into my online banking and then no.
just leave it. You don't have to. I mean, it doesn't affect your credit score.
I just
either way.
don't like. I just no. I
that's
just
fair,
don't
but
like.
that's fair. Some people- I
But
know
like
a lot
I
of
just
people
like
that
if I
too.
spend $150 on like something with my credit card, like I'll go in immediately after and then just
yeah.
pay my credit card with
can.
my debit card just
Yeah.
so I have it off my mind. You know what I mean?
no, that's.
sure.
I know a lot of people that
Yeah.
do that too because they
Prefer to
they'll
pay
just
immediately.
forget to do it once a
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
Like I'm always on my online banking, so I never miss payments.
Costa on the back pipes in saying Dimitri's so shit with his money.
Yeah. Hey, make money, spend money.
Look, you can pay it off right away. You can also like on most platforms you can set a reminder. So and like
Or you can even set pre-authorized payments.
I get a notification on every credit card like 7 days before it's due. It says I get a text actually saying you owe this amount. I just go to my banking and send it.
Yeah,
Mine,
yeah.
mine's automatically set to prepay. It just automatically prepays the day it's due.
What does that mean, prepay? I've never
So
heard of this.
I have my debit card. Sorry, my bank account's attached to my credit card accounts. So when the payment is due, the day it's due, or the day
Whatever
before it's
you're
due,
owing,
it,
like
it
debits?
automatically pays.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Because on my TD account, I have overdrive service. So if I ever somehow go into the negative, it'll still pay because I have like other cash and other accounts that'll just someone from the bank will call me and say, hey, like by the way, like you have negative money in your bank account.
Got you.
So you need to switch things around. And I'm like, oh shit, like mind you, I haven't had that.
Gotta sell some drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Send some more dick pics.
Speaking of, Chris Vassos.
Anyways,
let's leave that. You know, George, we'll do another. We'll get John on. We'll get John on.
Yeah,
we'll do a Yanni episode.
Did I speak to? No. Were you allowed to talk about cannabis?
You're allowed to talk. No drugs or politics on the show. I thought.
No, if you want to,
I listen to the show.
No, I said Chris Vassos.
For you, that was anything. You want politics?
I said he sells drugs, and then everybody like kind of went quiet. So
no,
we're not allowed to talk about this. But like,
no, George gave me a really amazing shout out for my cannabis stores on one of the recent podcasts.
Okay, good. So he does sell drugs legally.
I sell legally. Yeah. So do you guys? You sell coffee?
We sell coffee.
Yeah, respect, Costa. That's a good point.
Yeah, we sell drugs legally.
You, Costa.
And one day we will do. I talked about this with your mom. She's like, "You'll tell him to come by the office," which, by the way, you haven't been by, and you're employed by
Tell them that story. It's really good.
So wait, so we'll know as well. I mean, you've had you on before, but Dimitri, what do you do?
So my brother and I, we inherited a company from my dad that passed away 9 years ago, almost in April. Called Brazilian Canadian Coffee. So basically, we're a coffee roasting facility. We import green. Is this going to make too much noise?
Yeah, put that in first before you start crunkling.
We import.
This guy's crumpling a bag.
Can you do this, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. While I'm telling this fucking story, too important for this shit. We basically import green raw coffee, and we have our own blends and recipes. We roast it. Either package it whole bean or grind and package in different formats. Are we good?
The Uzo.
In the fridge.
The Uzo. Disco Stews got Uzo for two.
Okay.
And
were you just leaving in the middle of your story? Just disrespect. The disrespect is nuts.
So yeah, Ricky knows he's half Brazilian, half Italian. So like two big coffee countries. Huge.
Okay, so that's what you do. You own a coffee company.
We own a coffee roasting factory. Yes.
Okay.
But
Tell him.
Chris Vassos. So every year, we're in this show that's at the Direct Energy Center downtown called is it Direct Energy or Enercare? I have no fucking clue. That's called the Food and Beverage Show, and we have a booth, and basically like we sample people on our coffee, and people come by, whatever. And then one day, like a couple of years ago, I think it was last year, like right before COVID, it was like February, and then COVID happened in March 2020.
Okay.
I'm like, Vasso, come, like we'll get your name tag, whatever.
It's free booze and free food.
Yeah, there's an alcohol pavilion. Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah. And he comes, and like I swear to God, like when I think back to like benders, that was like a bender in my life.
Bender.
Like we got fucked up. Like
yeah, it was a couple good days.
Food and beverage show all day, like drinking, and then like at nighttime, like
because we're
going
lit.
out. Yeah, lit and like yeah.
So he invites me, and I went with the GM of Moretti, that restaurant next door to me at Soho.
Did you probably drink?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mitzo.
The right one, I think.
And he made us name tags. He gave me a name tag. It was like some porno.
Yeah, I think it was Jim Bukas.
No, I had a porn star's name. John. I don't know. Anyways, he hands me these name tags so we can come in.
Holmes? John Holmes.
Like we work there, right? So now it says we work for Brazilian Coffee. I don't even drink coffee, right? Like I don't drink coffee. I've never had a coffee. I couldn't even begin to start pretending to sell coffee, right? I'm at the show and I basically like fuck off from his booth immediately and I just go walk around like grabbing free drinks, like sampling stuff. We meet this amazing dude who has like a ranch and a farm, who has his own winery. He invites us to come ride his horses. Like we're making friends. We're having a great time. And by the end of it, like he said, it was a wild couple of days, but by the end of it, I'm actually like pulling clients and I'm like, you want to meet the owner? I'm like, come meet the owner.
He doesn't like drink coffee.
I'm just like selling. I'm selling. And I'm bring Costa, bringing Dimitri. And we had an amazing 2 days. But after that, it was like this huge inside joke that I work for Brazilian Coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm like the salesman of the year. So for my birthday, he actually made me a plaque that said Brazilian Coffee, Chris Vassos, salesman of the year 2020. Yeah. And I put it on my wall. And like whenever I have like a girl come over for like a date, they're like, oh, like, is that what you do? And I'm like, yes, that's what I do.
I sell drugs for a living.
So he'll always message me randomly. I'll be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Let's go grab whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm at work. He's like, by the way, you haven't been to the office in forever. Like, where you been? Like, we still joke about it.
I've never actually been to the office.
I've actually never been. So we
but
have this
your
big
mom,
joke
I
about
went
it.
by the store and your mom is like, yo, tell Chris to come by the office because we got to seriously talk about coffee marijuana.
Your office or my office?
My office.
Okay.
Your job.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So you got to come. Like maybe.
What would coffee marijuana be?
Well, now there's
Infused.
infused coffee. Now there's one brand that does it, and there's coffee beans.
Fuck them.
And sugar. So we were gonna buy a coffee machine for the store, and it comes in a pod like a Keurig thing. So
What do you mean? What?
So now we have at our stores these.
You're competing against yourself?
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Conflict of interest much?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You
were supposed to know this. You were supposed to know
What's
this.
going on here?
So it's pretty cool. They have like this Keurig style pod thing. So if we get the machine, we can like put in this cannabis infused pod, and then we also have
Is
sugar.
it made in Canada?
I think
Can I
so.
see
I think
this?
it has
How
to
have you
be.
not brought this up at work?
When's the next meeting?
Like now.
So we also have the sugar packages, and they're also THC infused. So you can have a THC infused coffee with THC infused sugar and make it at my store.
Are you legally allowed to talk about this
Yeah,
right
man.
now?
Of course. Why
Like
not?
now? Aren't you like? Isn't there like a big like thing around like advertising marijuana?
It's not
shit?
It's not advertising.
It's not
Well, you
advertising.
basically are. You're on a podcast.
No,
hey, hey, cops. What's the address?
777 Niagara. Oh man.
No, we can talk. But it's what his business is, right? He's an entrepreneur. Like they run.
Yeah, no, I just-
they run objectively the best cannabis stores in the
It
city.
is.
So
It is. That's the only place I go.
it's a fact.
There's places. There's
And
places.
I
Can
know
you fact check it?
Believe me, I'm
Fact
like the
check,
king of
fact check.
cannabis.
Google
Danielle.
best cannabis stores in Toronto.
It really is, though. I'm not even telling you. Like, there's other places close to me. I prefer the cannabis experience. Like, you're talking to somebody. Like, there's service there, which is lacking in
Yeah,
our
there's a
culture
lot of like
generally.
franchise spots, like the Tokyos and stuff like that. But it's just us, and like all of our stores are just us, and we try to make it like. We try to make it beautiful. We want to spend the money, and we put the money that we make back into the business
It's
every
an
time.
experience.
You
It's
So
very-
Vassos, for the people who don't know, what do you do?
know? So my father's a lawyer, and when cannabis became legalized and they were doing applications for cannabis, people were coming to my dad to do these applications, and he was charging what he was charging for them, and that was great. But then the day before the legalities came out surrounding cannabis, they changed the rules. It went from an open market, like you could open it like it's a restaurant, to a lottery system. So after that, the gravy train of like applications stopped coming in because it wasn't just people being like, I'm opening a store. It was like, should I spend $30K for an application that's maybe going to put me on, like, maybe going to win this lottery? So it wasn't as fruitful. So then we were like, why don't we just apply? So we did. And we were in Greece, actually, this summer. It was 2019. And I was with my parents in Paros, this island. I love this island. And I was at this nude beach that was just down from our villa. And I was doing
I
some
love that. Just casually puts in the nude beach.
I was cliff jumping. I was full Greek mode. I was in my Speedo. Like I had been there for 3 months at this time, and I'm like full Greek now.
Tanned as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do this cliff jumping off of this thing that was there, this cliff. And so first I swam around to make sure it was fine. So I'm swimming out just to make sure it's deep enough so I don't kill myself. And the waves were strong. They were pushing me to the cliff, and I had to keep pushing off with my foot and then checking, like scoping the scene. Anyways, I get back to the beach now. I'm ready to jump, and I look down and I had a sea urchin stuck in my foot,
Ajinos.
and I'm pretty sure they're poisonous, or at
Leave it
least
in-
some
if
of them
you leave
are.
it in for an
Gotta
extended
piss
period of
on it.
time.
Yeah, you got to piss on your foot.
And they're like
Aw.
black spikes,
Yeah.
like sticking out of my foot like this.
Yeah.
Jellyfish is pissed. No, sea urchin as well.
Everything in the ocean that fucks you up, you got to piss.
He
on
just
your
has a
foot.
He
urine.
knows. He's the dolphin.
Yeah.
It's true.
I just pee on my feet.
I don't know if
all
that's
day.
true though. He just has a urine fetish. He just But anyway, so I run back. I leave my phone, everything at the beach, and I run back to my house. Luckily, it really was across the street. And I'm like, my parents are there, so I'm like, Mom, like, oh, it was my right foot. I'm like, take my hands, not my soccer foot. Like, taking my hands. You know what I mean? And my right foot too. I was losing it. She runs down. She picks it up. She's looking at it. She's like, oh my god. She tries to pull them out, but they snap immediately the second you touch them. They're like snap inside of you. So now I'm freaking out. She tries again, snap. She tries again, snap. I'm like, oh my god, like stop. I don't know what to do. What do we fucking do? I think it's poisonous. There's no fucking hospital. It's an island, right? Like there's nothing. No ambulance, none of that. So she calls the neighbor who we rented the villa from, and like the grandma was there, and she's like old school Greek, like she'll know what to do. So she comes over. Before she gets there, on her way, my dad comes out from the villa, and he's like, oh! He's on the phone. He's like, oh! We're like, what? He's like, we fucking won. We fucking won. My mom drops my foot and goes and starts selling with my dad. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, we'll buy you a new foot. Don't worry. Like, it's fine. I'm like sitting there like I'm hyperventilating, dude. I thought like I was going to literally have to chop my fucking foot off. Like, what do I do? Take a 5-hour ferry back to Athens, right? So they start losing it. That was the day we won the license. And we spent the next like 2 weeks like picking a name and discussing like what it's gonna look like and all this stuff. And it's such a new industry. We were the 25th store to open in Ontario.
My
So
favorite
it was like a
number.
really big deal back in the.
It's such a diluted industry right
Now it's
though.
crazy diluted, but back
Yeah.
then it was chaotic.
But it's good what you guys do because you actually separate yourselves from everybody else. Like it's
Definitely.
actually a luxury experience, guys. I'm not saying because of you, but like you go in there,
We're
you're treated well.
yeah, for the longest time online with like online sales through Dutchy and stuff, we were the #1 store in Ontario
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sales
Wow.
online. We got put on a list of like there's 5 stores that are competing for the #1 cannabis store, and we're on that list of the 5, which is crazy because now there's like literally over
number
1,000.
one, like a rate, like a
#1
award.
store, yeah. And
Wow.
then we won 2021, voted from like the Bartender's Choice Award. Basically, is we won best workplace experience. Like people coming to the store, they just said like the vibe is nuts.
Yeah, yeah,
and
it is.
it's
Yeah.
that's like our first goal was just making the inside feel like
Yeah, it is
an experience.
It's good,
you
man.
know.
One of
And,
the one of
yeah.
the big things in that issue though, to like you said it earlier about like the environment, like it can be a daunting thing, right? Like a lot of people in the early days, it still kind of might be taboo. We might be scared because what if a colleague sees me come out? What if I go in and talk to me like I'm an idiot? Because like that's another thing, right? Like marijuana is kind of like you see movies like that portray very cool. Like you watch a movie like Blow, like in that movie, it's like it's a very cool thing. It's very like chic and hip and all that stuff, and it's like. Someone walking in, like, they could feel intimidated, right? Like, oh, it's a cool thing. Should I know more about the different types of weed and all that?
Yeah, there's a lot of weed.
When I came into your store, you remember one of the girls that works there, she gave me, like, a thing. She's like, oh, but you told me, like, terpenes or whatever?
Terpenes.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Gave me, like, a pamphlet. I'm like, oh, like, unfolds. I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means, but I was like, I don't feel like an idiot in here.
Terpenes are the flavor profile of the cannabis. So people are all fixated on the THC content. Like people who smoke, they want like high THC. They want like 25.
Terpenes
and
takes it
plus.
into like a wine category.
Terpenes is the future, in my opinion, of cannabis retail.
Right?
A lot of brands, we've been pushing for them to put their information of terpenes on their product, or at least email it to us so we have the knowledge.
Sure.
But it's the difference between your high doing this and your high doing this, right? It's
Sorry. It has to do with flavor, or it has to do with like your high.
It's mainly the flavor. It's the flavor profile of the weed, but it does so much more.
Okay.
It's the consistency and like the high quality weed has higher terpene profiles.
Got you.
Generally speaking,
Got you. It's
people
like
that are like
acidity with
craft
coffee.
cannabis growers that have the more expensive weed, like something that I'll sell like a 3.5 gram for like $60 at my store.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna have a nice terpene profile. Mind
Gotcha.
you, like the highest terpene profile I've ever seen on my store that I sell is like 6%.
Okay.
It's not very high, but that's the highest. 4%'s good. 3%'s good.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's lower than like 1, 2, they're not going to add it on the list. They're not going to
Okay.
put it on their box. But terpenes are what you're looking for. You could have a 16% THC strain with a 5% terpene profile, and you're going to get higher from that than you are from something that's like 25%.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was only THC. I just learned something
People are
today.
well, cannabis is so new. And
Yeah.
all the education is like now happening,
Yeah, yeah,
So there's so much to learn, and that's what's exciting. Like when we first were thinking about opening the stores, I wanted to hire a cannabis like sommelier
Yeah,
and have somebody go around that knows all this stuff. But the industry is too new; they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
Soon, that stuff's gonna come, and it's gonna be really cool.
You got to be really careful, though, from what I understand from you, like in terms of like how you even communicate to the customer.
Definitely.
Like,
I've lost,
I've
like,
been to
4
the store and I've been
Instagrams.
like, yo, I want something to like sleep or something like that. Like, but like
I'm not legally allowed to give medical advice.
exactly.
So I have to
Exactly.
train all my staff.
You've lost 4 Instagrams, did you say that?
Yeah. So Facebook, cannabis is illegal in the States, right?
Oh.
So I've had 4 Instagram accounts deleted.
From your,
From my
stores.
And it's annoying because like on the bag it'll say like I brought these sweaters for you guys. So like on the bag it says Canvas and it has like in little writing it has like our Instagram handle. But we made like 20,000 bags and then like 2 days later that Instagram handle's gone and I can't reuse it. And like just shit like that. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
bullshit.
But,
it's so regulated, eh?
But yeah. But anyways, let me give you
Dude,
Thank
you
you, brother. Appreciate it.
you guys some Canvas
Oh,
sweaters.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Honestly, I needed a new black sweater too.
There you go, man.
Oh, these are fire.
Oh yeah.
I made those. Me and my cousin actually designed the
I've got so
flowers.
much canvas shit at home.
Love it.
And we played with a couple of different options. Then we decided to go with those ones. And then like the next round will be like a different design. But yeah, I just thought some flowers were fun.
Since
Obviously,
we're off
Nice.
the topic of how amazing Greece is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice,
so
nice.
since
Snug.
so I do want to start. We're gonna start to wrap this up, but before we do,
Not yet. Let's talk a little bit more weed, man. What time we at?
Maybe we should smoke a joint, right?
Ooh, should I roll a joint?
roll it.
149 is good. A little 50 more minutes. We're good.
Well, we still gotta tell.
I would love to.
We still gotta tell the Guinness story.
Yeah, we got time. Let's go roll a joint.
I can tell it while I roll.
Roll a joint. Tell a story.
Are we allowed to do that? Yeah.
You just do whatever you want. Weed's legal in
I saw
Canada.
Elon Musk do it, so I think I'm allowed.
This is the first live joint rolling in the history of podcasts, by the way.
All right,
Oh,
so
wait, but Elon Musk just smoked the joint. He didn't roll the like. They didn't. Joe Rogan didn't.
Elon Musk is a bitch.
Okay.
I'll challenge you to a fight, Elon Musk. It's the usual talk.
dude, watch out.
Dimitri ready to shake. He's heading out the parlor right after
Did you
this.
guys did you guys see that kid tracked Elon Musk through his like private jets traveling? So some random kid made a Twitter account that tracks Elon Musk's movement
No, never saw that.
using like flight patterns and something. So funny enough, he did it. Elon Musk tweeted him and was like, "Hey man, can you stop doing this?" He's like, like shut down the account. Yeah, go later. Yeah.
How did you roll that so fast?
Dude, it's crazy. It's fucking
that's
crazy.
watching that to me is the cool. So anyone can roll a joint that fast. That's the coolest
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It
Sorry,
is
dude.
like that is a like
And it's perfect.
yeah. How do you?
It really is.
You
Like
should have showed
I
a
admire
slow
you.
motion. How
I
you
admire
roll.
you.
That's so cool.
We need to zoom in.
Can we zoom?
You know what, yo? Are you allowed to? You're allowed to. Actually, you can't show weed on YouTube videos, can you?
Ooh, throw
No, you can do this.
No,
you
no,
can do
you-
this. It's fine.
that's
But
just
I was just
tobacco.
saying,
What are you
just to
talking
show,
about,
like,
guys?
Do a background video of you just showing people how to roll quickly like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know
do
if you
that.
can. Can
I
you?
think we're okay.
This
Whatever.
is fine. This
If
is
it
fine.
gets
People
shut
can't
down,
see it.
I think fucking YouTube's got to fucking loosen their panties a little bit.
Dimitri, why are you picking
Guys.
fights in that?
Guys,
Elon
Just talking shit to all the big
This
players.
man is acting the whole episode. If you listen to everything Dimitri said, well, he said at one point it could have been worse. Could have been Turks. Then he's talking about fighting Elon and YouTube.
Anybody else?
I'm good. You want?
I mean, like, since it's your own product, sure.
This is Orangeade by Tenzo. I picked it up.
Orangeade
I
or
picked it up-
8?
Orangeade.
8. Okay.
I picked it up from my Weston store.
Okay.
That was the second store we opened, and I was there yesterday, so I picked this up. It was like a really nice sativa, and it was the last one.
Beautiful.
And I feel really bad because I know this guy that really loves the Orangeade, and I knew he was gonna come eventually and come get it.
Anybody?
But he's gonna have to wait till next week when we buy new weed.
When do you guys buy your weed? How does it work? Like, do you guys restock every 2 weeks? Like,
I buy
on the
weed
Friday or something.
So I have 4 stores right now. I buy weed 4 times a week for each store. So once a week, every store gets a new shipment of weed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like set times? Like your main customers will know every Monday my store's getting restocked.
Yeah, like if you've been there for a while, you'll know like at Danforth, Thursday is delivery day.
You guys run out of
And you
shit
want to come on
often?
delivery day because that's when you get all the new goodies, right? And like every time you order, there's a possibility that there's new weed. Like not just something that we've had before that we're restocking, but like new weed because they're always coming out with new stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like mints, there's like edibles, there's drinks, there's everything under the sun now. They're making it's kind of crazy some of the stuff that they're doing. The drinks are losing potency. That's what they're saying. So there's this new company that's coming out that is this from
That one,
Asher?
yeah.
There's this new
So
company
wait, what do
coming
you mean
out.
they're losing potency? Has like the
So
weed-
something about the way that they extract the THC and the cannabinoids for the drink, it's somehow diluting over time.
Okay.
So there's this brand that just came out where basically the weed part, the THC part, doesn't like when you crack the lid, it drops into the liquid and it fizzes, and that's when it starts.
Yeah.
So that's like.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're always coming up with new stuff. Is my point. This is an example of that. But yeah, there's so much like sugar, coffee now. Like there's so much going on.
Well, I went to the so a good friend of mine. Well, not a good friend of mine, an old colleague of mine, and still a friend. He owns Kind magazine.
Okay.
So I went to their big expo they had in I don't know January or no
Kind Christmas or whatever.
yeah around Christmas time. The Kind Christmas event, something like that.
Yeah.
I went to that and I was like, I literally know fuck all about weed. And it's like you walk into this and you're like, holy shit! Like they had not the diffusers, but like the vape pens where you can literally make your own
THC
weed.
level. Yeah.
So you can choose your THC level. You can choose the flavor, choose everything. I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I literally knew nothing about it before. And Dimitri's getting cold.
No. Since we're smoking, I'm gonna have my IQOS. I'm sorry.
Dimitri's absolutely lit right now.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I haven't eaten much in the last 24
He hasn't been
hours.
drinking since
I
Greece.
have my own issues, you know. So like, I'm just enjoying this right now.
I love it.
Is that okay? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, you do you,
Yeah.
bro. You do you.
Um,
I was gonna say, Chris, what exactly do you do for Cannabis?
Okay, so my mom's the big boss, right? I respect where respect is due. She does all of it. Like if it's Saturday today, if they called my phone, I'm not answering. She'd answer. You know what I mean? Like she's the boss. But I do everything.
What did she do before this?
She was CEO of Prostate Cancer Canada the last time she was working, and then she was retired for the last few years. We all applied for the license. She won. so it was under her name. So she had to open the stores.
Makes sense.
When we were in Greece, she actually had to fly home for like a couple days to do all this crazy paperwork,
Training and stuff,
and
yeah.
she did in like a week what somebody does in like a month. Like I don't know that I would have been able to do it. And she was the first woman in Canada in cannabis, which is huge.
That's pretty gangster.
She's paving the way for women, which is awesome.
man.
And you know, being I went to U of T for women's studies, so I'm like I'm a mama's boy, and I'm a big fan of the whole like, you know, like empowering the women, and the fact that my mom is doing this was like such a huge. It was like my dad was always the one who was like working, and she worked. She worked, you know, but he has his own law firm, and he's always at dinner tables. We're talking about his clients and what he does at work, and it was never about what my mom did. And now it's like she's the big boss, and it's so cool to see this whole new side of her. You know, she's the coolest person. She's awesome. Yeah.
This might be the first time ever that a guest gets more DMs after an episode than Ricky does.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
That segment right there.
Hey guys, by the way, my Instagram is. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that was nice. That was really nice. Good for you, man.
So-
and then she's enjoying it too.
She loves it. She loves it. She was retired. She was done, but she's like, you know, she's getting life from this, and it's stressful. And we're at the office. So right now, my office is out of my dad's law firm. My mom has her own office there. I have my own office there. We just decided it made sense because my dad's he's a big shot lawyer. He's in the hospitality industry. He does like entertainment, and you name a club or a bar or a restaurant, he's their lawyer. So even like ACC, everybody, he's the guy. So his job, like I said, was always important, and we were always talking about him at dinner. But now it's my mom. So he's with all this work that he has, it's kind of gotten like swept, and he's so focused on Canvas now because there's so much work to be done, and so it's like a whole family affair now. It's pretty funny. And my brother's a lawyer as well. He works at the firm. So I see my family Monday to Friday at the office.
Yeah,
and it's like,
sick.
it's a shit show. Like, I don't know if you see my stories, but like my dad will just put on like Into Club 50 Cent and just start dancing on the secretary's tables. Like, it's just a big party. Like, everyone's having a good time.
I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did your mom like have interest in cannabis before this, or was just like she wanted? It's like fuck it, I'm gonna take the bull by the horns.
The first time I smoked a joint, I was 21 or 22. I was late. I was always like soccer and like, you know, fitness, and don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Then
was
you tried the
hiding it.
magic weed, right?
Then I had the magic weed, yeah. So I was trying to hide it from them whenever I smoked, clearly. But the funny thing was they were hiding it from me too. And now it's so open. We're like, you know, we smoke together and stuff, which is really funny to think back and laugh about because, like, you know, I'd be downstairs like with my buddy, like trying to like, should we sneak in the backyard, or do we have to like go for a walk to do this? Meanwhile, they're probably upstairs doing the exact same thing. And now it's just open, and it's a whole, like, I've gained a new level with my family in
Brings you guys closer.
communication. It brings us so much closer, and it's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
At this age, I think it's like important to get there, right? And we're there, and then some. So I love that. Yeah, it's like a really cool experience.
I love how happy you are talking about it too. Like,
Yeah, it's
your
the
eyes
best.
just light up. It's
Yeah.
also because you're a little probably high.
A little
but-
bit.
His eyes started to get a little glassy. Is that a twinkle in his eye, or is he just fucking really happy?
That's
Let's put
awesome,
that
man.
up.
What do you have a favorite strand or brand or
Okay,
anything?
so I'm gonna give a huge shout out to a guy named Manny. He owns a company called Ilios. He's a Greek guy, but I promise you
course.
guys, this
Which
is
means
not,
sun.
Yeah, Ilios means the sun. This isn't
Like SON
Fake.
or SUN?
SUN.
the sun.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the sun. Like, this is a real shout out. The best weed always was hands down his Black Cherry Punch by Ilios.
Yes.
They don't have it anymore, and that's why this plug isn't to sell the weed. It doesn't exist anymore. You can't find it.
Why?
There's a lot of competition in the industry, and he's a
BCP.
small batch guy, and the bigger brands are doing just more volume, so they can bring the price down. So they'll sell a Black Cherry Punch strain for $25, and his is $55. But his is untouchable.
So the strain, other people are still.
It's a
doing
seed,
this-
right? It's a seed.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you can grab a seed, they grab a seed, you guys grow your own plants your way. What's
so
the
it was
difference?
the way he made it.
Yeah, it was everything. Every time you pulled it out, it was like a crown nug. And if you don't know what a crown nug is, it's like the top of the Christmas tree.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like that piece of the top, the gloriousness, right? Every single nug you pulled out of a jar was a crown nug. It had all the different colors. It was like purpley and orange and green. It had the trichomes. It had the frost, the hairs. Like, it had it all. It was like a show dog, and it hit like best in show. You know what I mean?
See, but that's what I'm getting. If like something's that good, like, don't people want to pay for it? Like, they're
People
like
get
people
it,
who want to pay.
but they don't see
premium.
that stuff until they buy it and open it,
Yeah, and then
right?
it's tough.
And those people who do, don't turn back. But those who don't. And
He just couldn't get in front of enough people that could realize that.
Look, he made it. He's got other strains. He's
Yeah,
got pens and stuff like that. He's got pre-rolls, but
Like for
this was
sorry,
top.
side story, but like they said they were going to discontinue this for a while, and then my buddy Speedo and like a few other people were like, "Yo, fucking secure a lot of that shit." And I'll pay
I
for
reserved $1,500 worth of his flour for my friends who were like, I want X amount, because I told them, I said, look, like it's done.
Sorry,
I'm
Speedo.
buying a box. And so all my friends were like, yeah, I want to reserve some of this guy's weed, because
You don't even
I
know.
put all my friends on the good weed. They always ask me, yo, what's
Yeah,
good,
of course, you're the
right?
weed guy now.
Yeah, so I tell them, and then they buy and they try it. If they like it, they keep it, and they whatever. And usually that I get that text like every 2 weeks. They'll try something, and it's like, okay, next week they're ready for a new one, or 2 weeks they're ready for a new one. Once I showed them the black cherry punch, nobody asked me anymore what to get. They just bought that. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation at one of my Liberty Village location the other day with a customer, and I told him that was my favorite strain, and he's like, what happened to it? It was my favorite strain too. And I said, that's amazing. But yeah, it's discontinued completely. I went to Manny's house recently, and I told him how much I love it, and he had some at the house, and he gave it to me. And I sent a video, I think, to the boys in the group chat, but I got a second chance at smoking it, which was like awesome, because it was like,
Can he grow it privately then, just for like small people?
but he's not the grower. He's the
Yeah,
owner of the
that's-
company, right?
that's
So
true.
it's, I mean, yeah, maybe, but he has a bunch. It was this whole thing. He had to pull them out of the OCS and bring in different products. But it was just politics stuff. Just politics.
Who's the biggest grower right now?
Thank you.
There's definitely a couple, but like Afria, like there's tons. But yeah, Afria, like they'll own certain brands, like they own like Tilray, and it's like an umbrella company now.
Yeah.
And their facility's so big, they own the Broken Coast, Good Supply, so a bunch of stuff like that, right? There's like
Brands
layers.
within the brands.
Yeah, they're a cool brand. We've become really friendly with them, and they want to bring us into the facility, which is going to be cool, because we've never been in. They try to keep the OCS, the government tries to keep the retailer separate from the grower. They don't want us to be friends. They don't want us to
They're
communicate.
the middleman, man.
They want to
They're the
make their
middleman.
money, right? And there's no reason. We don't need them at all. There's no reason for them. They're just a regulator.
They're the one that
and
make
taking their
They
fees.
make the rules. Bro.
So they don't need to be there, and they try to keep us separate. But now we're having these conversations with people, because they can't forever. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
avoid it, right? Like, you're a human, I'm a human. What's going to stop
you're
you
gonna,
from reaching
you're
out?
gonna interact
Absolutely,
eventually.
absolutely.
So
There's only a matter of time till there's just how there's the coffee expo. There's gonna be the
Right.
weed expo.
Yeah.
That's gonna be at the.
So it's actually at Hotel X. We started it.
oh,
We started
cool.
a.
Oh, so there's one. Okay.
So I started a consulting
So is
firm.
he gonna start working for you this summer? Is that
I will be there with a fake name tag. I
Yeah,
think. Right?
sick. Yeah,
Please.
absolutely.
Johnny Sims.
Absolutely.
Mike Hawk.
But it's
yeah.
We started basically the Cannabis Council of Ontario, and it's been recognized by the AGCO, the Alcohol and Gaming Commission, which is our governing body. So that's really cool, because now it's like official, and we're doing this huge event, not just for Ontario, but like BC's coming, like everyone's coming, Canada wide, and it's gonna be at Hotel X, and it's gonna be this awesome
When is
like
it?
soiree. I don't have the date, but it's coming up soon. I gotta find out. Yeah.
well,
This would have
I'll
been a
be
good
there.
plug, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
I'm
plug it
sorry.
anyways.
I'll
Yeah,
send
I will
I'll
be
send a
there,
text to
Well, we'll be there.
and,
Yeah.
maybe by the end of the podcast we can confirm.
Unreal. What I guess I don't want to ask this because I know that you guys are a private business and you know naturally plans got to stand wraps. But are you guys just opened your new store in Harvard?
Yes.
Is there plans for more? Right now, you focusing on getting that one off the ground?
So that's brand new.
Yeah.
We just opened at Harvard right at. I went to U of T, like I said. So I was really excited to open here, because like I want to get all the kids stoned. Like I was so high in university, just floating on through, and I want to just give back in a safer way, like not illegal. And we're right next to Piano. There's like an alleyway separating us. We're at Harvard and Spadina, and it's like 94, 95 Harvard. It's like a really beautiful story. It was a three-story Victorian home. It's like 7,000 square feet. It's huge. And it was so beautiful that once we started construction, the landlord, the owner, who's also our landlord at the Liberty Village, he owns that whole area, he decided he wants to take some of the building for himself to build like a man cave. So he took like the back third of the home, and he has all 3 floors just like us. And it's like this 3-story little house with a rooftop patio. And I went inside. It's like beautiful. Like everything in there is like pristine. It's like very nice. And he's like a married guy with kids, but he just wants like a man cave for the boys to like, just
Chill.
fuck
Yeah, I
around and
get
chill.
it.
Yeah, of course.
That's what this is, bro. This is like
Yeah.
our little.
So
Sick.
yeah,
this is
that
our
guy's like
little man
attached
cave,
to.
if
Yeah,
you
this is
think
awesome.
about it.
Yeah.
We come here to hang out. Just
Oh,
shoot the
yeah,
shit.
for sure.
Well, it's not really a man cave, but more like our chill spot.
Yeah.
get away from the wives. You know what I'm saying?
Dave,
I love when you do that voice.
you're always welcome here, brother.
Damn, I
Thank
love
you,
when you
man.
do
Thanks
it.
for always welcoming.
I got the buzzer code to get in, so you guys are fucked. Yeah.
Maybe we'll hire you as an employee one day and put your name on the buzzer.
Wow.
That'd be a rare one.
Wow.
We got to get a new one. We got to get some names off that buzzer.
Yeah, we definitely do. We gotta get Danielle's name on it.
Yeah.
So anyways, this Guinness
He'll
challenge.
really be checked out of this one. Just the
Guys, I'm going to tell the Guinness challenge story.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
It's going to happen.
And we circle
And it's
back.
going to be so underwhelming now. It's going to be
No,
just
it's
the
not.
worst.
It's not. It's beautiful.
So I don't need to.
Hold on. The problem is that these guys are probably like lukewarm right now, but we still got a couple glasses that I brought these guys on my first visit to the podcast.
We can do a 2v2.
Let's do it.
2v2, like, yeah. How's that gonna
We're
work?
never going to tell the story. It's never happening.
With 2 glasses taking turns.
Yeah, but is it gonna be teams or is it gonna be like a tournament
There's no
style?
such thing as teams. What do you do, relay race?
I'm just saying, since we're making a game right now. Because
It's just every man for themselves. Classic Guinness challenge.
just tell a fucking story.
Or else we're never gonna get there.
fuck you,
Get a shot
Dimitri.
story.
Okay, so there's this thing called the Guinness challenge. I don't want to get too much into it because I think you've already done this before on the show, right?
A little bit,
It's
yeah.
good. We can get into it.
Long story short, there's a game called the Guinness challenge. You're trying to get the head of the beer between the harp and the Guinness font in this little tiny spot. So you're like, cheers, and you do a sip, and you're trying to like drink until it hits that spot. And you just put it down on the table. If you hit it, you're a legend. If you don't, you're a loser. That's just the way it is.
That was the last day, and I mentioned this on the last show. The last night before everything shut down.
COVID, yeah.
I was at for COVID.
That was the first day we did it.
That was the first day that
We did
he
it.
showed it to me.
Yeah.
He showed it to me, and
You showed it to him?
he showed it to me on March whatever 15th or 16th, whatever the fuck it was around there, and
almost like 2 years
at a
to the
bar,
day.
and we had such a good time with it that night.
Yeah, we really did. We did a
And
couple.
then that, for me at least personally, that kept me through COVID. It's so hard.
I love how Tim's getting his voice slow.
Yeah, I just goes
I'm like, yo, you trying to like seduce us with the story or
nice.
something?
I'm turned on.
It got me
Can we
through. I
switch
just
seats?
every day after that, when things shut down in COVID, because you saw these fucking stupid ass fucking videos on fucking Instagram about like, oh, the fucking like workout challenge or like the fucking like
Banana bread.
song everyday challenge or some shit. I was like, fuck this, I'm doing the Guinness challenge every day. And like I would send a
We
video.
did
to,
it
like,
once a day.
Yeah, once
Everyone
a day
sent
for
Instagram
like-
videos
for
to
like-
each
for
other
like months.
once a day for because you thought it was gonna be like a week, 2 weeks,
yeah,
3 weeks, and you're just
kept going. But
Yeah.
I got like themes. Like I started doing like, The Last Dance was out. Like,
That was the best one. I get a video and I started getting excited to wake up to them. I'll let you finish it, but I woke up one morning and The Last Dance had just come out. Like everyone marathoned it, and the Guinness challenges when I get a video and Dimitri's not even in it.
Sorry. Yeah. So sorry.
Go.
But the video. So basically, you got a daily video of like me self-recording, and like it started off simple,
Yes.
but then it got it more like there was themes. Okay.
Yes,
so like,
elaborate.
and then I would end the video by drinking the Guinness and doing the challenge. But like, there
You
was
would have like a little
a
spiel
skit,
as well.
a skit. Yeah.
And the Last Dance one, the video starts. You can't even see Dimitri, and all of a sudden you start to hear brown, 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 brown.
The Chicago Bulls,
Yeah, the Bulls
entrance
intro
song.
song, and the lights start flashing.
There's a
Or
flashlight.
it's a flashlight, yeah. And then he walks into the frame, and he's speaking in a Greek like accent, like very whatever. But he's like talking about like the Bulls. I might still have the video. It was one of the funniest things I've
It's just
seen.
dumb.
Oh
It's just
my
dumb.
god.
Adam
a
Bell
mile.
did a good one too. Tiger King just came out and he shaved his head into the. He cut his hair into a mullet,
Or
and
he
he dyed
dyed
his.
it, yeah.
And he shaved his beard. He
Yeah.
did a handlebar, and he dyed it blonde, and wore the cowboy hat. And he just sits down in front of the camera, and it was like on a tripod. He just sits down, puts the hat on. Like everyone's full committing to these Guinness challenges now. And then you're only doing one on video, so you want to hit it so bad. Everyone's like practicing, probably doing one before they do one. And I went on a crazy hot streak. I went to like 20 in a row,
Yeah, dude,
and I did like,
you
and
were
nobody
hot.
believed me. So I went to his house and I hit 4 in a row in front of him. And I knew that was gonna be the day I ruined it because I do one a day. I did 4 in a row, and the 5th one I lost, and I lost at
Basically,
21.
It's very tough.
I was trying to get to
guys
23.
Definitely can't see this shit, but like we're talking about the top of the ends to the
like
bottom
2
of the harp.
millimeters.
Yeah,
we're
it's
talking about like
tiny.
millimeters here.
And I
right?
was on fire for like
yeah,
2, 3
dude,
weeks.
That's about a
you
fine
like that's
millimeter.
impressive. His superhumanness, tortoiseness. Bravo,
Yeah, I went full
bravo.
tortoise there.
And that's the Guinness challenge.
So, anyways, the Guinness challenge. The story I wanted to tell about the Guinness challenge was that I have these.
I'm so sorry.
we have these two. I have these two lovely friends. They actually just got engaged, Amy and Alex, and they were in Calgary.
Costa broke his ankle today. Sorry.
They were
Let's
Let's stick with the story. I'm
lock
sorry.
it up,
I'm sorry.
Dimitri.
I'm sorry.
So they were in Calgary, and they ended up at a bar, and they were ordering Guinness to do a Guinness challenge to send it to us, and they do it, and this guy comes up to them, or this couple comes up to them at the bar, and they're like, "Hold on, I'm sorry, are you doing a Guinness challenge?" And they're like, "Yes." And he's talking about how like they've been doing Guinness challenges forever, and him and his friends do it. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Me and my friends do it. Like we have a group chat, like we send the videos like all the time to each other when we're doing them. And he's like, no, like we do. So they're like, hold on, like you're saying you're the Guinness challenge people. We're saying we're the Guinness challenge people. We're like, we're gonna have to do a walk off or
Again,
something
Super
here. Yeah.
challenge. Yeah.
So they're like, add us to the group chat. So they added. She texted us our group chat. She's like, guys, like I met other Guinness Challenge people. Like it's like 2 dogs of the same breed meeting, and we're like, we have to like be friends.
2 dogs of the same breed.
Yeah. So they add us to this group chat, like Paul, Dimitri, me, Amy, Alex,
Some other people.
I think that's it. Just the Sunday service group chat, and there's like 6 of them and 5 of us. So now there's like 11 of us. We start this really hype group chat with this group of people from Calgary, and it's called Legendary First Sips, and the photo is a Guinness cup.
Yeah.
And like they was already set. They had this before they added us. So then the second they add us, I put my phone up and I sent a video. I recorded myself doing a Guinness challenge. I wore my Guinness hat. I wore my Guinness shirt.
Did you hit
I
it?
poured my custom Guinness 23 glass. I hit it. I started losing. I take my top off and I'm like celebrating in the house, and I send this video to these random strangers, and they're like hearts, like on text group chat. So anyways, we started this huge group chat, and we've been adding people slowly to this group chat who play Guinness challenge with us. And now it's a bunch of people that I've never met that are all friends, and we all talk on this chat daily. Like right now I have missed messages from this group chat 100%, and you constantly, everyone's just, every other post is someone sending a Guinness photo of a beer, and then you're like, oh, where are you? I'm out. Oh, okay, let's meet up. And like everyone's slowly meeting each other, and we've decided when we get to 50 members, we're gonna have a party for this group chat. Yeah. And the other day we found out that iPhone has a max for group chat of 32 members, and we hit the max. And we had to start cutting people from the group chat. This was happening while I was in Cabo, and people are like fighting for a spot now. And all these people you don't know, whenever you bring,
ever since then I'm like watching what
you have to like text and like hit your Guinness challenge and like post the videos, and like otherwise you're on the chopping block and you're like, this guy's soft, like you're off the team,
island,
right? And it's become this heated thing, and it's hilarious. And just started.
Just move it to WhatsApp or like Discord or something.
That's what we're gonna have to do. But I'm never gonna check it if it's on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. I get it.
Because it's a
always
text.
check yeah, no, I like WhatsApp.
Like I can FaceTime the group, and
WhatsApp's
I can FaceTime the group, and 32 people answer, and we're like out drinking Guinness, and it's like it's just funny. I've never met them. You know, but everyone knows what each other looks like, and like you have to introduce yourself when you get added. So everyone's like, introduce yourself, and I'm like, oh, like I'm Chris, son of Zeus. Like you just say some dumb shit, and everyone saves. So everyone like saves your name as that. So that's how they know you. And it's like I've never met this guy, but this is like Ricky the Rhino. I brighten my phone or whatever, right?
The Rhino.
So then forever, I see this group chat. You're just Ricky the Rhino, and like whenever Ricky the Rhino says something, I'm like, yo, I agree with the Rhino. Like we just that's how you. That's it. That's the only.
I get it, man.
It's really funny. It's really funny and stupid, but we have this like huge chat.
That could be a Guinness commercial.
It really could be.
Being united in a chat that it's like, that's crazy. Yeah.
Paul, which bar were we gonna rent out? Dublin Calling. Dublin Calling is, yeah. And we wanted to rent out the whole place for the 50 members, and we're gonna do like a team Guinness challenge all at once, 50 of us.
Boys, I like what you guys do though. The podcast is fucking
the podcast
sick.
is amazing.
It's today's been just shooting the shit about like stupid shit, but I love it. But it's good, man. It's good stuff.
I'm sorry to all your fans at home that have to listen to this.
Guys, I actually think so. So I've said this before.
This is for us, not for you.
It is.
I'm sorry.
Enjoy.
No, but if you do. But guys, that's the point though. Like that's the point. I said to Ricky this year, I was saying like I want to do more episodes like this because we started like this, and it's great to get celebrity famous people and different people we don't know on because you never know where the conversation goes. But having friends on, even though like it's like in my head, I'm like, who cares what we talk about? Like we're talking about nonsense and about whatever. But I genuinely believe people enjoy it. It's why people listen to, they follow reality TV or they see, they listen to episodes of Joe Rogan when there's no celebrities on, it's his buddies on who otherwise wouldn't be famous if it wasn't maybe for him or whatever. Yeah. I genuinely think people take an interest and want to see genuine conversations and wherever it goes, right? Like this is a conversation that many people have and can probably relate to. And it's also fun. Like, and I frankly, the reason for this podcast is for us to have fun. Like Ricky and I, that's why we started. Yeah, of course. So to me, if one person listens, that's great. If none, great. If 100, 1,000, great. Like it doesn't make a difference. This has been the best 2 hours.
This is something I would stumble upon. Like if I was like, say, like smoking weed or like just up late at night or something like that, and be like, yo, I would just like listen to it and be like, yo, fuck, I could relate with like some of these people. Yeah. I do that. I do that.
The thing is that I've been telling a lot of our guests too, like when especially the guests that we don't know, when we have to kind of give them a quick rundown of what the podcast is. It's like you're driving up to the cottage, an hour, 2 hour drive to the cottage. You're with your pals, the guest, and the audience is the fourth person in the car driving up. And that's what these conversations are. Like we have musicians that come on and we don't talk music at all. At the end, we're like, oh shit, well, tell us about your new song that just came out. Or you have a hockey player that we end up talking about random stuff on. Like it's just
that's the best.
You want to have genuine conversations, and sometimes we have our conversations that were a little bit too genuine with like our buddies, and it's like this is a disaster. Then we have conversations like this with our buddies where it's like,
well, look, man,
you can laugh, you can escape reality and laugh for 2 hours, and just
the event is June 10th and 11th.
June 10th and 11th.
Wow, we're
I'm
away.
out of town.
We're in New York.
Shit,
it's
looks
okay.
like you
We'll
guys gonna have to cancel.
we'll
your
figure it out.
flights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. What's a work? I got a work event now. Okay,
Yeah, the work event.
Work
We're
event.
working. We're working. Yeah.
But
Sorry to
yeah, no,
interrupt.
that's the thing. It's like we get to sit down and have conversations and do these cool ass things. And again, like I think the first hour I didn't stop laughing.
I haven't seen
Why
you
did it
laugh
get boring?
yet.
I was
After-
laughing. Well, no, I was basically laughing the whole time. I was basically laughing the whole time. But the first like even like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, I was just like hysterically laughing.
Wait till you have Paul on, man. You're gonna
Yeah.
be just.
Paul is the funniest.
We're gonna do Paul and Costa next time.
You're gonna just cry. He's got some stories.
2 weeks,
I've
that's
got.
what we'll do.
I would love to tell some Paul stories. I just don't know if I
Yeah.
should.
We'll
But
do this again in like 2 weeks, except roles reverse. We'll get you guys.
Yeah.
Them in
Yeah,
here.
yeah. We'll be the support. We'll be
Absolutely.
the fluffers.
We can,
We'll do
yeah.
covers, yeah.
We can do it on a Sunday too. Before, oh, you guys do Saturday brunch.
morning.
You guys don't do Sunday brunches.
oh, I thought it was in soccer. We do Sunday.
We'll do
brunch.
anything
Guys,
brunches.
we can do episodes again. Like I personally don't like. I like having these because like even though you guys are on now, I like the fact that like we talk about whatever. So oh Jesus Christ, that little aneurysm there. Naturally, summer's coming around. We're gonna be out more. We're gonna be out and doing things. Like we can do another Saturday. We can get more people on. We can mix it up. But
Yeah.
these are fun. Just shoot the shit. We
Yeah,
can hear about
definitely.
Cabo, we can hear about a lot of things. So
Oh, for sure. There's a lot to cover.
yeah. A lot more.
There's more topics, man.
Yeah,
Wild time.
some good laughs though.
Anyways,
Happy Independence Day to Greece.
Yeah, greatest country in the world.
Freedom or death. And boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having us on, guys. Love you
oh,
guys.
thanks you guys for coming on. This was awesome. It's a good laugh.
Definitely.
Appreciate
You know
you
what?
boys.
We didn't pop the champagne. We're gonna save the champagne because this is gonna go to like 100,000 listens. It'll be our most all time. So we'll pop that to celebrate.
I showed up to George's house. Team Canada was playing.
Yeah.
And I brought this bottle of champagne. I was a little excited to like pop it and watch the game.
So
I
you
came in
know
a
what?
little hot.
Just fucking do it.
And he was like, I get there and I'm like, let's drink this. And he's like, oh, I'm doing like a cleanse. How many days did you do?
75 hard.
75
Dude,
days,
if
no
you 75
drinking.
days is over, please just do
Him
it.
and his
Chris
girl.
is here. I'm here. You don't know what's gonna happen in life. Just fucking.
Do you
do it.
remember what I said early? Do you remember what
Listen
I said
to your
early-
friend Dimitri.
Do you remember what I said earlier in the episode about Costa being like in his lane, never gets peer pressure, nothing? Dimitri just sees a bottle in front of him.
I'm the yin to his yang.
You guys are. I didn't even have to like nudge him. I go,
Twist my fucking arm, guys.
So you guys got a rubber arm.
Dimitri tries so hard to stay home and not come out.
Yeah.
And then the second you get him out, it's
We'll pop
over
it.
for
It's
him.
like I'm like a beach ball.
Wow. Please elaborate.
This is the ending story. Let's hear this one. What's your spirit animal?
In that
Beach ball.
respect,
Life's
if
like a beach ball.
Spirit item. I'm like a fucking beach ball. Like what he's saying is like I
I'm
try
saying.
so hard to stay home and like
Ugh.
yo fuck, you know what? Reserve energy, you know, like resources, whatever, like focus. But then like it's like putting a beach ball under fucking water. You could only hold it down for so long.
Yeah.
You fucking let that beach ball go, it's fucking popping right up to the surface. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a beach ball.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
I thought you were gonna say like you blow with the wind or something, but like
Fact check. Fact check that.
Fact check.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Anyways, I think we're done here, but yeah, it's a good story.
guys, I could talk here for 4 hours. But
Hey, we could keep going. Just cut the tape. Let's go.
or we still hang out and shoot the shit.
The day before I left, or 2 days before, we went on a little bit of a sneaky bender, and we ended up at his place because we were at Ruby Soho at the end, and we tried to get into his house, and we ordered a bunch of pizza, and we're trying to get into his house, and I know he's got a concierge in the front desk, and you have to like buzz up, and it's like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I'm like, guys, when you walk in here, don't buzz him, he's not gonna answer. Walk in like you own the place, and the concierge will open the door for you like you live here. So we just walk in like we were never going to this machine. We're coming here, like open the door, and he opens the door like clockwork. It opens. We look at each other like sneaky smirk, and like continue, and then we go to the front desk and we just make a sharp left and go to the elevators. Get in, and I knew you needed to be buzzed up, but I go in like it's fine. Press it, nothing works. I lean out. I'm like, hey, my friend, like, can you buzz up to 3? He's like, can you come here? Like, fuck are you? So I'm like, hold on, guys, stay in the elevator. I walk to the front, and this guy, at the same time as me coming to the front desk, is walking in the front doors. And he looks at me like he knows me. He's like, yo, what's up? And I have no idea who this guy is. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, how's it going? Just being friendly for no reason. And we like hug and like do a whole thing. And I'm like, you went upstairs? Like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I looked at the front desk. I'm like, yeah, we're going upstairs. Like, oh, okay. Like, for some reason, this guy's story corroborated mine, and like, we're all allowed upstairs. I guess he lives here. So we get into the elevator, but he's going to a different floor. We took a selfie together with him in the elevator, you, me, and Amy. Anyways, we get to this guy's house, and we're like knocking on his door, banging his doorbell, ringing it, and we're like eating pizza in his hallway. He didn't answer. We call him, he's not answering. We were trying to break into his house and make him wake up because he's a beach ball. He can only stay down for so long.
Yeah.
Once I get in, it's over. But he wouldn't let us in. He was smart that day.
No, I was knocked out.
So he must have had weights on your beach ball or something. I don't know. But
Deflated.
so then we were deflated, leaving, and then I'm like, oh, his room is like right next to the stairwell. So we go into the stairwell and we just had like a pizza party in the stairwell, the three of us. And the next day he got like all these photos and stuff. And I think we had soccer in the morning. That was Friday night. And we had soccer Saturday morning. They're like, what the he's like, what the fuck? There's like pizza all over his floor, like in the hallway.
Walked outside, there's fucking pizza in my hallway and shit.
You guys are crazy.
We just had one of those stupid
We
nights,
could
you
go
know?
on all night, man. We could go on all fucking night.
Yeah.
Nice
What?
wall.
Danielle's hit the shot. Hit it for the end. That's a perfect wrap. That's a wrap there.
All right.
Guy just hit the net and knocked it down. Epic.
That's it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
Guys, boys,
was
that
a
was a
pleasure,
blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm glad we got you. Guys, like,
Me too, man.
I'm happy you're at a repeat guest. I thought you were gonna always like, you know, Danielle was warning us that you might be a little bit.
I've been avoiding you guys for like 6 months,
Yeah,
but
like the plague.
I guess I'm a beach ball too.
Yeah, at a certain point, breaks the surface.
You like to drink and to smoke, take away the pain, and I don't remember all of the mistakes and everything.
We're out, peace.
No one